In fact, you get the overpass ban from M80 and the Ancient Decider. So maybe M80 not as confident in their overpass as you thought, Cole.
Yeah, I'm definitely surprised to see that, to be honest with you. I'm really confident in what their overpass T-sides bring, but yeah, maybe they're not feeling as comfortable there in the server, maybe playing in more international competition there, that they aren't as interested in playing out this map. So switching things up a little bit, going for an Ancient Decider. We don't really see some of those maps that I think M80 have been able to catch teams off guard on a lot, but of course, as you said, Dust2 I think could be a really promising map if M80 are able to iron out some of those things. I think most importantly, get Hex a lot more comfortable on this map, which can be a huge asset. And then, of course, Mirage coming through there as a map as well to try and lean in on some of the impact that players like Swisher can bring to the table, players like Slacks can do.
Oh boy. ENCE. They weren't even supposed to be here.
Yeah.
we had to cut out the VP graphic, you know? It happens.
Player, insert player here. At least we got the pictures. The nice little Polaroids.
Lake's locked in. Ready for it, looking for it. Yeah, we did get the nice Polaroids. So we got them here in time. Dink onto Swish. Up the catwalk they go. They found the light site. They've got good presence for it. M80's in a bit of trouble. Needs Slacks to do some heavy shooting here. And the flashbang pushes him off the initial fight. Anticipates the second, but Dust2 is ready for it.
Uh-oh.
And now Lake is in trouble. The pinch comes in, and this is poetry for ENCE. Everything working out for them. That bomb down. And the first hurdle to overcome is STY, who's totally overlooked and will punish them for it. So they need to get past STY to even attempt this retake, and that is proving to be a serious problem. Potty slipping out from long, and Sin just knows this is disaster.
Just as they drew up, man. Every piece according to plan. Anything extra out of Sin here, not going to happen. We're going to put that one to rest.
That's how we start. ESL Pro League. Let's go, STY. Oh, captain, my captain.
That is how we start right there. That has to be a good feeling for him. Just felt like a flawless pistol for him to call out right there. Get the defense kind of weakened up. The one flashbang that they threw for the play blinds up Slacks, and by the time he peeks into the fight, he's just left a little bit too late. And then Lake gets caught surprised, so.
Speaking of getting caught, it's a scout shot from STY down mid. I really like STY being back in the captaincy here. I liked some of the things he did with some of those iterations, the multi-teams. I think he's a very level guy as well. I think he's very dependable. Has been my impression of him over the years in various rosters. So I think for a team that's relying on a lot of young talent in Dust2, myltsi, and Potty, having that kind of level consistency in the captaincy, not that Glaive wasn't, but just saying if you have to move on from Glaive, I think STY is a good choice to pick up the mantle here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a challenging person to replace as well, right? That's a huge challenge, but some of the youngest kind of got the pedigree, I think, to work with this caliber of team as well. Like, you're not dealing with full stars and some of the best pieces in the world, but you still have players that will be willing to buy into your game plan. And, you know, with that Monty team, he was able to operate with some pieces that looked a lot more explosive with him than they did on other rosters, right?
And of course, you've brought in the ultimate vibes guy, and Regon.
That's also, I mean, also a vocal piece of a team as well.
For sure.
As we've heard in his times with Big, felt like he was doing some good work with that squad, to be honest with you.
It did, but he wanted them to change, so can't be doing that. Can't be doing that. Bombs down.
Bit unfortunate, man. I just remember hearing him in a post-game interview after Big took their first loss. This was at Season 20.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, yeah, we just like talked for 3 hours on how our Mirage needed to be. And then they picked it, I think, the next map. After getting like blown out in the opening matchup, Regon was the one saying that we needed to have a conversation. And then they looked unbelievably good on their T-sides of Mirage. And I was like, man, that was a good conversation, whatever they said.
It was a good conversation.
And that's the vibe that Regon brings. A little bit of conversation. I think a healthy vision, maybe a big vocal piece to help out with some Young. I think they make a good combo.
I think they do indeed. Also nice as well, again, with the aforementioned youth quotient that you have with the core of this team, to have another experienced player that you know you can rely on to know what needs to be said, know what needs to not be said. Maybe just have been there and done that a little bit. Mm. Uh-oh, Techie. Tech Poo's coming through. We got fortunate without any of these at the first. Let's see, whose headset's off? Whose fault is it? Whose fault is it?
Looks like Sin wants a snack. He's hungry.
I think he wants hand warmers.
Hand warmer? Is he getting cold?
Cold fingies. No headsets off.
Maybe he's just got cold hands. Warm those babies up.
You got to go with the old-fashioned hand warmer. Stick them under your ass for a little while. Let the body heat do its work. Sometimes you just got to sit on your hands, man.
Preferably not while you're playing.
Maybe do a little, yes, I mean in between.
I've never had anything that, like, an environment where I'm playing that's that cold, fortunately.
You are from the south.
Yeah.
Ish. This basement gets a little frosty in the winter.
I've always been in an environment where I've got some good heat. Right next to the boiler. A little bit of heat on this B-bomb site. Not a lot of resistance to match it. It is very open as soon as he leaves. Lake's wondering how on earth that smoke was not a wall. And, oh wow, he's actually...
Lake just had a door spam from that far away?
I'm looking at where his X is, and yeah, that's pretty... It's a good distance.
I was kind of wondering how he got killed, but there's... Yeah, wow, okay. Sure, why not? Now you have an interesting question. You don't really need these guns into the next round, but exits are valuable. You're getting a little pinched and pulled.
I mean, I think you want something with the MP9, maybe.
Oh, Slag's tag. Slag's about to be dead. Sin's able to get a little bit of action here, make some money with that SMG. Okay, not the worst thing in the world. Extra $1,200 plus, you know, the $100 collective bonus.
That's comfortable op money, I think, crucially.
That's all money.
So be able to toss it on over.
Scope. Slag's you will be an opper. What do we got going on here? A little eyebrow raise?
Oh my gosh, yeah, that was crazy spam right there. Are you talking about the eyebrow raise?
Not important.
Okay.
We can move on. There's more critical things happening.
Yeah. We got a big gun round coming up here.
Big one. Big off.
It's a B-rush. Moving quickly.
Uh-oh. They ate the nade. Look at that damage. Look at those red bars, but it's only one kill. Hex. Oh, can't get it done. That's ugly. And that's a save. That's a save. Rush B, great success.
Do you think when it's Somdayoung getting kills right there, it's Regon saying SDY go kill? Or do you think SDY still says it?
I think hopefully after this round, SDY will high-five himself. Because he's earned it. Pat on his own back. Well done.
2 entries.
This one stinks. This is always the stinker part of Dust2 is you just get... I mean, they had the right setup for it. They put in the util. You could see the red bars. That is not enough bullets downrange, shall we say.
Yeah, you gotta get your kills right there if you're Hex. I think he's like such a... Especially when he was playing with NRG, he was really effective at locking down the B site with Bro. I always liked that sort of unity they had. And then I was kind of excited to see him. You know, still you got a European anchor with him on that B side of the map there, so you can still kind of unify. And I don't think it's been as effective as that 1-2 punch between him and Bro was. But struggling right now to lift off right now. Not without opportunities as well.
I mean, full credit on to SDY as well. That was a nice snapback.
That was a good shot, yeah.
It was a good shot. We can give him his kudos. He has earned his kudos. And that's an early timeout drawn out from M80 because they're starting with behind the pale. They're starting on the 4-0 on the other line. And we're maybe again seeing some of those Dust2 woes here for this M80 team. I like the break music.
Yeah, that was intense.
It was kind of hype.
That was like they're lining up a mission, you know?
Yeah.
We're about to be a part of a heist.
We're casing the joint. And
now ENCE are going to rush B again. That was...
Going with a plan. Oh, it's looking like it. I mean, not no. 4 bodies here. They're going for the fast play, but this time they wanted to set up Potty for the shot.
Come on. Gun's close. There's a shot.
It's presence. They're going through. This time Hex has gained some altitude, and he's gained a couple of kills as well. Util goes in. That's the way it was supposed to look.
More disruptive utility right there. The early molly instead of the smoke as well. They get shut out. Sin takes a healthy dose of damage, but plan A is sidelined here. ENCE got to figure out what's next. The reason you call out a play like that right there as well is off the back of the timeout, you're expecting big reactions from M80, but you don't really expect a back-to-back B-rush call ever, and ENCE just trying to throw caution to the wind. They will get sidelined. Slack's going to connect with his AWP as well, and 5v2, I might even want to hold on to this AWP if you're potty.
One of the nice things you'd imagine for this ENCE team, just with the context that they've gotten into the event, they know it's a huge opportunity, right? Getting some wins here propels them further up in their rankings. They've been gifted a chance here at the Pro League. But if you're trying to frame this for your young players who, are still gaining their professional experience, still learning how to deal with this kind of comp pressure, you can also frame it as, hey, we weren't even supposed to be here, right? Like, everything we get, anything we get is gravy. So I am kind of curious about what the messaging is coming into this, because you could have two basically polar opposite conversations. You could say, huge opportunity, we have to capitalize, guys, and amp the pressure. Or you could say, hey, man, this is a gift. See what we can do with it.
Yeah, I mean, with the kind of stakes here of every win pushing you closer and closer to that major, I feel like it's still going to be high pressure for them. But I see what you're saying here. This is an event that you come into. You kind of look at some of the teams in Stage 1 as well, and you say, hey, these are beatable rosters that we can take care of, and things get a lot more tricky in Stage 2, don't get me wrong, but here's your chance to really take some victories, try and rise in the VRS at a crucial crossroads.
And they did have to pull a forfeit in the Birch Cup to come here, so that costs you some VRS. You're trying to earn that back. A win over M80, a team that's not too far away from you in the rankings, would be a nice opportunity. I think they would slingshot above them if they got a dub here. Always something to keep in mind.
The stakes are high here this season. Timing of it right now being the big difference maker, and Potty off the back of Slack's HE. Tossed on in there is the one to walk out the better end.
That's it feels like a tendency read, perhaps. They love to pop that smoke. You're just waiting to see when it comes through. You're trained on the right angle. Either way, it's a great result. Op coming out. It's going to be Lake.
Say contact here. He's not going to be able to use that utility, though. And he's going to get caught almost certainly surprised.
He's making footsteps. He's going loud. Yeah. They know exactly where he is. Now he's somehow been allowed to survive. That seemed like a prime opportunity to punish, but ENCE have realized they just have the sight, and M80 are melting away.
Yeah, they don't want to mess with this here. Post plant's already too established. You have a little bit of positioning with Long, and you are, ganted a huge grift. Lake's not going to, take away from that there. He's going to make sure he holds on to his gun. He should have been dead for sure. So they'll just hold on to the weapons and try again in the next one. Early pickoff from Slacks is all that's required.
This has to be getting frustrating as well for Swisher and Lake, particularly, right? Playing over towards A. They haven't been able to crack either of their goose eggs, right? A lot of the situations they've been coming into awkward positioning situations where they're trying to fight back in, losing their lives, and now you have a round where it comes towards your site and you just get caught flat-footed, awkwardly shifting in to try and focus mid, and never really get a chance to contest. So I mean, I guess good awareness to slip away and not lose further guns, but frustrating for sure.
Start. Yeah, that's for a player like Swisher, I think, who's been in the scene for such a long time, has been part of being like the star player of teams, and now in a more supportive role for M80. I think he can handle slow starts. But if you're Lake, you are one of the win conditions here for M80 from the rifling core, so you want to get him lifted off ASAP. I mean, that should be a vision for the team, and not going to start in this round. Potty with the kickoff there. Back-to-back opening picks for him. Another 4v5.
Speaking of young gamers, getting a nice lift off, Potty is a guy that they put a lot of faith in this team. right? ENCE getting back to their Finnish roots, bringing in Potty, now bringing in myltsi, right? And Potty is somebody where if they can get more consistency from him, because he does have these pop-off maps where he'll take over, if they can get that more consistent level from him, he could really help elevate the team. So very encouraging for ENCE to see him start 6-0. Exactly what you want out of your young Opper. Especially against a guy like Slacks, who, I mean, we saw it. The numbers have been kind of bonkers lately. He's dangerous.
He's in confident form, and he's showing it versus whoever he's up against right now. It doesn't matter who. He's doing it versus NA. Don't get me wrong, but he's also taking it into international competition and having his wins.
Gonna have some chances here.
Playing a nice off angle, one that can maybe avoid the flashes as well. Trying to get an advanced angle before they can get the utility down. It's a shot that lands, but it's just a bit of chip damage here as the execute's still forward facing.
That's a nice one. Now footsteps heard. Sin can't quite get it, but he can set up Hex for the one. Hex tries to face in towards tunnel. It's the right read, but poor execution. That bomb.
Oof.
Oh, almost gets dropped, but almost only matters in horseshoes and hand grenades, and this is neither one. No more nades. Oh, actually, Swisher did have one, but you know what I mean. So they have to slip back into the save.
And we're going to be thrown in this round. They are calling it a save.
Ouch.
They have
Actually,
opportunities.
If he'd caught that bomb slipping in the window.
Yeah. Definitely could have at least continued the conversation. 2v3, you don't really want to go for it. You don't have any mid control. The Opper's cutting you off right there, so we give it over. We got Keyed Stars stickers on that thing. I see. There's some big pickups, right? The Keyed Stars ones.
Can't say I would know.
Can't see. He's moving too much.
Not my department. Looks like it, though.
Yeah, I'm not much of a sticker guy. I do buy a little bit of stickers every time they come out.
Okay.
In the hopes that one day I'll be a millionaire.
Has it worked out yet?
Not yet.
When did you start? Is the real question, because there was that.
Fortunately, not at Stockholm.
Yeah, well, that was a good one recently.
That was the time to do it, apparently, but
something happened there.
Yeah, I went in on the Paris wave that I think everyone did, and they haven't got shot up yet.
I think the problem is that everyone did.
In 10 years.
But in 10 years.
Keep scraping those stickers, guys.
Everyone knows the number can only go up. This is not financial advice. Do not invest based on the recommendations of two random guys on the ESL Pro League B stream. Talk to your doctor today about buying too many cases.
Case is just guaranteed profit, really. This time a shot.
I love landing $2.50 into 5 cents.
Yeah, I didn't say profit for who. I didn't say who. It's just guaranteed profit for someone.
Yeah.
Whether that be you getting a lucky knife there or good old Gabe locking in some more digits on his bank account.
He needs a 5th yacht, guys. We're going to get it for him. How else will he afford to put brain chips in chimpanzees to play Doom?
Is that the next step?
He's been working on it, man. It's
oh my gosh.
Actually.
It's a terrifying execute. A little speed up on towards the catwalk. Smoke's thrown from range here, but Slacks is prepared. And the riflers don't even have to lift a finger. Slacks is cutting them off on the cross. ENCE are shut out. The speed up not really working out for them.
Lake's thinking, this is finally my moment. And then,
oh goodness.
Kills. Oh boy, that's not where that... Lake's putting some damage down, but no, he will not be cracking the goose egg in this one. myltsi has no health. They have 40 seconds, but that flank, that should seal it. That should seal it. The danger should be gone. It's on to Potty, and they've lost track of him. Oh boy, Potty. Potty can start to cook here. Potty is making something out of nothing. This is a disaster. Slacks, he knows where his last position was.
Oh.
Slacks on the move. Slacks anticipating that maybe he's going to try and wind around, but Potty's going to have a chance to get this plant. And Potty, 8-0, clean sweep to this point. He's writing another chapter on it. That's going to be the bomb plant. Slacks can't do anything about that. Potty is low, and they both got on the rifles, right? So that health matters now, but Potty needs the headshot. He's got the spot, and the kill through the door. Potty, you madman!
Oh, man. Potty, no health there. Absolutely nothing going. So 2 young Finns right there that get the job done and bail them out of that disastrous start of a round there. Slacks and Hex putting it into a 2v5. And they piece it up, and they had no health in between the two of them. And the op shots just dice them down.
Actually, they had him completely contained. They had a triangle assembled around him.
That's the most structurally sound setup.
No chance. There should have been no chance. But Potty, it's perfection. That is truly a something out of nothing play. That is unbelievable. And if you're M80 right now, I mean, you're reeling. You have to forget that that round even happened, because that is just, you think about that too hard, it's despair. You truly bungled it.
Yeah, that can't be a round that you remember here. You gotta quickly blink the lights out on that one. I mean, they were so low.
It was so low. The damage is crazy. Lake, again, is just having one of these games where he gets like 90 damage on every player, but cannot get the 10 he needs for a kill.
He also, I mean, had a molly that could have like set up Swisher, and he gets flashed, and so it bounces right back at him instead, forces him into a fight. Like, just couldn't get any worse for him if you wrote it up there.
Slacks is thinking, what more can I do?
Found the 2 openers.
That round.
Did it all. Force him into that kind of recovery mode instantly, and that wasn't enough. Oh my god.
He saw a shoulder.
I don't think so. He's not seeming like it. Maybe he didn't register it here. Either way, they're going to have a huge timing. It looks like Potty is trying to elevate around the bin there and find impact there. They're just bouncing mollies back at each other.
That's supposed to go. Time to get a white rack. Well, this might...
They can't.
They can't. They need a round, but like they're so... The utility's gone. They have some kits at least, but they've just got to shoot their way out. And that's a collab. Potty can do no wrong. He can do no wrong. This guy is just perfect today.
Wait, did I not say this last night?
You said Potty was going to have an absolute life game. Holt did call it. I'm not going to lie to you. He might have called it. You did say this last night. I'm the only witness to this fact. But I will back you out on this. I don't know how you predicted this, but you did predict it. This guy is
kind of a tendency
real right now
for people to have these sort of level of performances versus NA. The last time, I think it was Pro League that we did, we had Sajat with like 37 kills on M80.
That did happen, yes. That did happen,
So
yes.
it's only logical that now Potty goes like 27-0 on Dust2.
I mean, it's perfection right now.
Come on, get
But he's just thinking like, we gotta scrape a kill.
Oh, what?
Something. Sin deleted.
He tried to get into B and he couldn't because the rifler chased him down. He had to wait for the smoke to land to avoid the op shot from Potty.
Lake's got a kill.
He's on the board.
All right, he's on the board. The drought is ended.
Oh.
The lake is full. The long player gone. Now it's starting to look a little better for M80, but walking right into SDY, playing on the edge of that smoke. That's not ideal. It's not ideal. It's not catastrophic just yet, but they know the opportunity's here. It's just hexed.
No,
We're upping his anchoring potential here at the car. It cost him last time. It'll do so again. Unable to hit the shots through the windshield, and it's a crash.
and they're sticking around here. I think they, again, are feeling the need to make magic happen here to try and get on the board. Add to the round count.
There's a word for that. I think it's desperation.
Yeah.
I mean, 2v3, but you could see how eager they were for the saves earlier on, and I mean, now they're hoping for an overextension, right? Slack's hoping that he can punish, and if he's not going to find it, it doesn't seem like he's going to get closer to these doors, so I don't know if they're going to try this one.
He's probably going to win this duel here.
Oh, he's coming off right as the rifle comes around the corner.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's you. Making sure there's no guns to slip away in this one. Slacks, the timing is brutal.
He's setting up the flash. I don't even know what the... Did Swisher have a kit, maybe?
He did, yeah. He had the opportunity.
He's trying to get one of those classic, like, late defuses. That flash landed.
They're trying for a hero play, but myltsi plays ahead of it. And ENCE is always that half a second quicker on these timings. They're catching the players flat-footed. They're catching them out of position. They're catching them in rotate. the individuals, don't get me wrong, popping. Potty in particular, obviously. But ENCE are also playing circles around M80 and the positioning and the timing right now.
Yeah, I think the only thing keeping Potty's numbers down is the fact that we have seen M80 go for a lot of saves with 4 or 5 players.
He's 11-0.
He's 11-0.
You said he should have 15? What are we saying? 18?
I mean, yeah, they've saved from 4 and 5 players. He's in a post play. He's dicing up those fights. He could get even more. But M80 have been very conservative with the saves, and that's kind of led them into at least keeping it down to a minimum, you know, a kill a round.
You know what M80 you're thinking?
Thinking about Mirage.
I was going to say get me on T-side, but you're right. At this point, it might be the Dust2 has been a demon.
Still not finding their comforts quite on this map just yet, it seems, but
gotta
forward to.
Gotta get something. Give yourselves a little confidence going into it. I mean, we saw with Bait, right? MPL was talking about it. The mental slow starts. It happens. You get a slow map. You get a slow half. You have to recover from it. Slacks. Forced off by the flash. This time he's going to be able to recover, though, for one. Lay gets away with one, maybe.
Potty down.
Potty's dead. He's killed Potty. The unkillable man is down and dusted, but myltsi's going to cause problems here. The health is low, but as we've seen before, somehow ENCE can make this work, and myltsi's going to do exactly that. Opper gone. It's all about this catwalk play. They don't have any damaging utility either, so these low health bars aren't as big of a problem. SDY and myltsi, no health to spare, but myltsi on that off, just going to try and play off that bomb, and SDY dancing around the smoke. It's all on to Sin, a jump shot on the one, but no smoke to cover. He needs to fight with the op, and the tag will make it that much worse. One more shot required. Flashbang to stall him out. He's got the kit, but there's no reason to face. And that's an error finally made from ENCE. Time enough for the deep fuse. myltsi overplays his hand, and Sin somehow pulls that one out of the fire.
That's a huge pickup right there. I mean, as you said, they need something to inspire a little bit of life. A clutch like that, no matter how you make it happen. Adding to the round count when it felt like some of the same problems are going to arise here again for M80. Missing out with man advantages. That's
had to get something. Had
started to climb up the mountain.
Ooh. Ouch. That's a shin gone if you're hexed.
You got 2 of them.
They're helpful, though. I think they're pretty important. I'm no doctor. But I think usually you want to have 2 of them.
The only thing they're good for is protecting your legs from scooters.
Thinking about it, you're not wrong.
Not a good feeling, I know that. Oh. You're not able to avoid the op shot there and take the duel to Sin. Rifler down, at least a connection back, so some low HP bars, but man advantage once again manufactured here by ENCE at the moment. And it leaves gaps in the defense that they've been able to pull upon here. This time, a reaction from Swisher. How far does he want to press this, though? Because it is anticipated, it's waited for. Instead, he's got a huge shadow advantage from this angle.
There's 45 seconds and they don't have any information through. ENCE need to get a bit of a move on, but it does seem like they're going to commit into this A play. So, Swisher's going looking, Swisher's going looking, and the patience from myltsi is rewarded. Now smoke on out. These cat players have to hold strong. Lake does exactly that to the tune of 3 kills. He has woken up. The Lake has arrived. And with that, with the bomb drop, with the time expiring, all SDY can hope for is damage or a saved op. And, well, it's the last round of the half, so the saved op not going to matter. The time is expiring. None of it going to matter at all. A 3rd round at least. M80 giving themselves something. predictions of Potty's prowess apparently came very true indeed. Colstradamus, we call him. What are the lottery numbers, Cole?
I'm not sure about that one. I only know Counter-Strike players that do good.
This. We're buying lotto tickets.
That could be the move, yeah.
Getting my money out of this, man.
Am I allowed to leave the basement in that case?
Yes. Yeah, I'll allow it. Lake is leaving the basement of the scoreboard. I'll tell you that much. Found a 3K there to close the half, and now starting off a little bit better in this one. M80 feeling stronger as the pistol seems to be popping their way. Potty's also dead off rip, so that's already better if you're an M80 fan. ENCE, meanwhile, thinking, how do we get this guy's immortality back?
Lake's got the anti-potties. Taking him
potty. Beautiful. Part of the healthy bone system. Netu at the window. Cannot find purchase. As again, it is Lake to find the shot required. Bomb coming on down. And ENCE finding themselves on the back foot.
Well, Lake went from 0 kills here to 7 quickly, so bottom to top real fast.
He's a switch.
And he's finally able to kind of turn it on. A light switch.
That's not what I meant. ENCE having to save. That's not familiar to them. They're thinking, wait, is this what that first half was like for M80? Is that... Oh, man, I'm developing empathy right now. Look at him. He's smiling. How quick the turns table.
He's so back. Looking sharp as can be. I mean, again, he's kind of a win condition for this squad, so seeing him actually get some kills here in the second half and towards the tail end of the first, it shows some signs of life. And as you said, even if it's not going to be the big comeback that they can pull together, well, it's still possible, especially with the pistol. It's good to see some confidence being built. But the force buy is deadly back in return here. The saved armor that's being brought leads to a FAMAS, leads to a little bit of extra utility. And scouts on Dust2 in the hands of Potty, ready to be back. Shut this one down.
Oh. Something rhythmic to scouts, man. I feel like we can make a song with a backing track of like a repeated scout spam. Like a beat cook with that. Somebody's probably Harry Russell, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Harry, if you can hear me, I've got ideas and the lack of talent to execute them. myltsi might catch one. myltsi will not catch one, but Lake still might die. And indeed he will. Still, this bomb is down. Positioning not ideal if you're ENCE.
I think you want to save here again. I think you want a second bite out of a force buy. So they're going to hang around for a contain.
Mm.
Yeah, a couple extra kills, always nice. But they will kind of make that quick decision to call it a day. They can try and nurse a lead. As many force buys as you can get out of one is always very valuable. And again, just working through these rounds when you're up 9 to 3.5 gives you the luxury of making these sort of calls.
We saw M80 follow a similar approach. It's kind of the approach often here on Dust2. Didn't work out so well for M80, but ENCE might find further fortune.
I think when you're caught in the position where you're constantly forcing to save, that shows that you're not maybe aggressive enough, because you're either A, not winning rounds and taking early space, or B, you're losing out sights in very passive defenses, leading to long rotations, right? That is usually what it means. That your rotation player isn't able to get involved and put it into close contention, so you're forced to save with 4 or 3 players. So that just shows maybe a little bit of lack of activity out of your defense that you got to get patched up quickly.
So you're saying get active?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Get moving.
This is active. Body. That's a chest shot. Lake with a new hole. Trying to survive. She will for the moment.
Still on top. Body.
I'm not being tempted back in. Body, though. Being tempted into a little beak here in mid. Net2 takes damage. That's over on towards B. And Regon wants to get it very active indeed. That was bold. Perhaps too bold without a flashbang to support it.
It's getting active, though.
It is.
They're giving it a go. In this case,
directive.
into a pretty devastating crossfire. That utility going to force Body into a very uncomfortable position. Collapse onto Young. He doesn't get a chance to stand. And they're going to try and adjust here, but M80 feeling no rush on the play. Still have a couple different options. This one right now looking more centric on towards the mid to B. And it's the right read. Double up on the A side. Only to try and fight.
Ouch.
That's the last bit of resistance they have to run through. The coast is clear. And a save likely.
He's thinking, I got to do something here.
Yeah.
If they round the corner on me, I mean, it's done. But just nothing doing. And here's also a critical detail. What M80 have also prevented ENCE from doing is just getting Potty at all involved in the rounds, right? He was 11-0. He's 11-3 now. He's just been blanked in these last two force buy rounds of just not having the opportunity. He's found some damage with the scout in that one, but it's all that there is.
Yeah, even on the pistol, just had a couple of tough shots there to kind of open up the half. And in those last couple of rounds, it was Lake that kind of figured out how to take down the Immortal. So having a couple of key pieces here on M80 step up and slow down the momentum here of a player that is looking to take over the server is such an asset. Lake's up for the task here. That distance closes ever so slightly.
Now, the perk of saving, I'm curious to see if they deploy it. They could get an op on Potty, and he'd still have armor behind it. Could also keep the scout, try and keep the money for the future, play economically safe, but the op is just such an asset.
I think you want the op here at this point. I definitely see where you're coming from, and with their lead, it's still like, do I, save the economy, and then you can maybe get a hero op later. But yeah, I think it's a smart call.
Got rid of that thing.
Go ahead and lock in the AWP here now. You're able to do some
shot
damage.
last round. I would have had a kill.
Yeah, exactly. You were able to do a good 80 damage there in the last round. So get it going here in this round and open things up onto what felt like your kryptonite for the last couple. Instead is sidelined.
You ain't making that play with a scout, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, you gotta aim high in that case. That's a big time opener right there onto a key piece.
That's my sleeper agent activation word, but I don't think they're a sponsor anymore, but I aim high. I'm flashing back. I have to stop myself.
The time is now. Trying to roll up on a bit of an adjustment. Maybe he's catching by surprise in towards middle. The op of Potty kind of removed again. He's getting sold by the utility towards long. And they're going to think this is a big play towards long. Instead, it's openings up towards middle, perfectly manipulated here by the aggression from Swisher and Slacks. And it's just going to be some Young here and Potty trying to recover this one. They make it into the site as well.
Especially with that op, I don't know if you want this. I don't know if you want this heat.
I mean, they're going to be able to recycle all of this utility now as well towards window and doors. And that's going to be a huge challenge to break through.
Maybe if that nade had caught a yeet kill, but it's not happening. Yeah, they're out. They're out. They do not have the appetite for this retake. SDY's thinking about it, but he's got to think other thoughts.
It's a lot of thinking.
It's a lot of thinking. I mean, you could see what happened. Regon almost got honeypotted there, where he knows they're fighting his teammate out towards long. He's like, I got the backstab. Oh, headshot. It's tough.
Yeah. I mean, it was just really well placed. They throw a lurk smoke, kind of a long corner smoke out of the T side. Follow up by doubling up the flashes there. So Potty, who is thinking, I've got the perfect reposition. I just found an opening kill, and now I'm at the next point of contact here towards long, is completely bamboozled by the mid to B play that then follows.
I feel like I've seen some of this script before in the first half. We're getting a little bit of a mirror match. And ENCE calling a timeout as they try and thwart fate, change the script here. Talk things over. NKJ saying, hey.
Saw the Rooster logo there for a second.
NK, hey. A little bit of Rooster?
Yeah.
I think they were doing something frisky this morning with the Rooster game. Something about fear the...
Fear the what?
Fear Fear the
Fear the what?
fear the rooster, I think.
Fear the rooster.
Fear my what?
Fear the crow.
Fear the talk. We'll see. We'll see. Do they fear them?
I don't think so.
Are you afraid of chickens?
No, I had some chickens.
There's a name for fear of chickens. Hold on.
It's called being a chicken. A fear of feathers?
Electorophobia.
Thought that was the fear of voting.
It's ALEKT.
Oh, okay.
Electorophobia.
Gotcha.
A fear of chickens.
Sure. Wonder what causes that. I guess, you know, when you're a little kid, chickens, like, they kind of move quickly and
Look, if
can ruffle their
a
feathers.
2-year-old was dropped in a hen house, they might get pecked to death.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, those things can be vicious. They're not very bright, and if they think something's food, they will try and eat it.
If you're a rooster protecting your hens, that's always scary.
You think about it, chickens are really just tiny dinosaurs in a lot of ways. It's like it's a white poodle to a wolf.
Yeah.
There's still a bit of that wolf in there. It just looks really ridiculous now. myltsi, good damage off of the HE, trying to beat the wolf in this one, but he's looking a little bit more like a poodle now that he's sitting on one. Traded out. Nice play from M80. Looked rough for a moment, but the recovery's on, and now they've got control of the catwalk. They've got presence out towards long, and they've heard the rotation of myltsi, if I'm not mistaken, along and through. So now they're just going to rotate off. There's no one to defend B. ENCE are going to be put in another one of those spots where they're just forced into a save if they don't get into this mid-fight before you know it. There's a flashbang to set this up, though. Smoke on. They're going to play ahead of it. myltsi dead. Regon trying desperately and just sending himself into the blender. It's complete extermination, and now they don't even have the option of the proper save. It's just Potty who's trying to keep this scope alive as M80 waltz into a vacant B site, plant that bomb, put their feet up on the couch like they own the place.
It's just great calling coming through in back-to-back rounds out of Sin here so far. Not running into the trap, hearing the rotations and making disciplined decisions. Never an easy call when you got 40 seconds left to hit the other side of the map, and especially never easy to wait there. Let Slacks try and work with the op, but...
Does Lake read this? If he... There's a chance they get the pinch. I think they're overlooking him, but once they spot that Long's clear, they've still got this presence from Sin. You got to know where he is.
Yeah, they're starting to lock it down here, I think, at this point. Like, starting to figure things out. And almost catches them by surprise, but Potty still looking sharp with that AWP. Just has been out of the play for a couple of these rounds. Forcing duels here left and right. Gets a second chance at it. And a third. He survives by some miracle.
Skin of his teeth there. I'll tell you what, that lead has evaporated, though, after the half switch. I mean, this was dominant from ENCE, and now, one round, all that separates these two teams.
Oh my god.
He's quick with it.
Now Slacks is now starting to come alive here as well. Packing a punch with that AWP. Now aggression rolling out for Regon, though. Again, just fearlessness out of this inside. They know what they have to do to start getting rounds to the board here. And set the tone.
It's a lot of what he's been trying to do, but this time he does it right off the rip, just trying to inject some life into his team. And now Potty's in the right place with that AWP. Hex can't get the trade either. Dancing around the car. This one's a shutdown. So no tie scoreline here. ENCE find their footing at the right time, and that's got to be a great shot in the arm to get these smiles back on their faces.
Yeah, it looks like a bit of a life injection right there coming through from Potty.
We talked about it with Regon, right? Emotional leadership. Sometimes that looks like a pat on the back. Sometimes that looks like a smile. Sometimes that looks like a crazy push through the mid doors right at the beginning of the round to get a kill.
Yeah, it's just an explosive play that you have to call upon there every once in a while. Regon's so willing to make that, even if it makes him look silly, if it goes wrong. And I do appreciate that part of this game. I think it's kind of a necessary adjustment in CS2, that those sort of plays have to come through every once in a while. You have to be able to lean in on that level of aggression on the CT side. Now, will they fall back into their old ways? That's a big question. They had to give over long control, but not sacrificing the whole map. They take a little bit of space in towards lower. They're putting a lot of resources in towards Cat. And it's again Regon. Full focus, concentration here on the head-to-head that presents. Now he's splitting his attention. That's a big problem.
Quick response. Regon could have been, again, the punishing factor. He does get the first, but shut down immediately. What a shot from Lake. Looked like myltsi was anticipating that play, but as he crept forward, now Potty's forced off the angle. He's so uncomfortable here. He's trying to slip away. He's just trying to give himself a better line to fight from. For a second, you thought Lake might have
I thought he was dropping right there for sure.
But this is, again, a situation where they're going to have to back foot. They're going to have to save. So M80, they let one slip. They get stumped on one B take, but they're right back to winning ways.
Yeah, that's a huge risk right there. Again, being taken by Regon. I like the vision. Needed his teammates on catwalk to find some impact as well, and they just get shut out by the combination of Slacks and Lake kind of swiping around that aggression.
I will say it's a very pretty knife, but not going to change their fortunes in this one.
Yeah, it is. It's a good looking knife. I sold my M9 Doppler, unfortunately.
Oh, fortunate if you needed the money.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. That's the way the cookie crumbles, and Netsu crumbling at the worst moment. Nothing saved through. No guns for you this time. M80 get the hunt successful. That was a blinder of a flash on an edge.
That lasted forever. I didn't think it was ever going to end right there. White screen for the whole round, it felt like.
The Liege gif.
Yeah. I'm blind. I'm blind again. Still blind?
Still blind, actually. This is my life now.
Didn't know they had those extra effective flashes, but
extra strength.
Yeah, you get paid $250 for that extra second. It seems like M80 nice and up to date here. Alright, I set up Potty again to be a part of the play. Has been trying to hold on to this AWP, trying to force duels, and has been successful in some sense, but it's these mid to late rounds that he's been avoided so effectively.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, he's done a good job of still finding kills when the opportunities are there, but they've done a great job of just not giving him any.
Gonna walk out B here, and Potty's not gonna get to see his opponent this time around.
Oh!
Able to send his crosshair up high. One more to take down the USP. Not up to snuff. And Swisher still cutting off rotates now. Sumda Young and myltsi trying to save this one, and they are giving it a go. They don't want to watch that scoreline tie up. Maybe again they're thinking twice about this one. A little concerned here. They know it's a B-side post plant. Do they really want to make it happen? With a flashbang and a molly, they're going to double up it towards tons, and they're going to have to get past Slack's crosshair if they want to make this a reality. Really tough challenge here, and there's nothing to make him uncomfortable from mid, right? So there's nothing to change his vision. They got one flash. Better be perfect. Swisher drops down. Time's getting low. They're going to try this late. It's going to work. They don't have time to win the round, but they do get it's a punish. It's a punish. Maybe... I mean, this is Potty's op, right? So maybe Slacks' op drops further in. They can recover it. I think so. Yeah, it should blow back in towards tunnels.
I don't think they did, though.
Yeah. Bit unfortunate there, but... I mean, with the amount of times that they say, they should still have op money. Nice golden attempt there coming through from I2. Just not enough.
That might be the way they're feeling right now.
Yeah. I get it. Potty again in a situation there where he's trying to find some duels towards middle and gets sidelined. They walk out of tons and deal with the mid presence first before they have to worry about car. Fast out towards long for the T side and up towards Cat. Regon makes noise. He makes noise. He gives it up. And Potty's making a desperate play.
They're past him. You're not going to expect the op here. You're not going to expect the opper to make the play, but they're just going so quick with it that it might not matter. Good trade. This aggressive momentum play means that Hex's eyes are snapped around, but he still can't win the fight. That's the Molotov. Spotted. Spotted. What a shot on the rifle now. Not the op saying, you're not going to take me out of this play. But if Slash realizes that he's stuck, they're trying to make him uncomfortable. Potty's dumping the whole belt. But that's exactly what Slash was looking for, but he can't get the shot. Potty! You can't sideline me. I sideline you.
Making it work with the rifle right there, Potty. Had to make some impact happen. Couldn't really find the same level that he was bringing in that first half. He's just been avoided so far throughout this half, but finally given a chance, and he's not going to miss when the opportunity presents itself.
Dude, he's having such an incredible game.
20-5 here.
That's another round. I mean, these are 2 rounds in this game, which when you consider how close it is right now, are critical, where he had no business winning them.
He knows it's on his shoulders right now, man. He's pressing through the lower tons, trying to stay active here, and waiting for Regon to make moves towards the top and middle. That is going to be a freebie for Slacks. He'll take that every day of the week, and it also forces Potty a little bit back here. So that same opening move that he went for round number 10 for ENCE, is not going to give them an opening duel once again.
It's being a little red. It's being anticipated. Trying to get something back here. A little desperation on the spam, maybe. Like tagged up, but worth it to be in the positioning. Flash molly combo, clear them off the corner, push Potty back, make him uncomfortable. Take this space, put the doubt in their mind. Could it be coming up cat? Could it be coming through the mid doors at this point? That smoke's going to make Netu uncomfortable, pulls SDY over to support it, and softens up this take around catwalk.
So I feel like M80 have done their best work in terms of avoiding the heavier resource bomb site. So where they've made the right decisions and hitting that B bomb site, because right now you can see the stack presenting over towards the A side, 3 players in a 4v5. And it's just going to be Netu trusted. A forward position for Tough Young, though. He does find the equalizer. Trying to find a little bit of extra impact into full focus on towards middle as Potty strikes through the smoke as well. Netu feeling the pressure here from all angles, but able to hold it together. Has to rely on the quick scope, and Netu goes again. It's just Hex left standing, and he can't find it in time there.
Let's go! Pablo sick, bro. Nice, Ryan.
That's so critical. I mean, that might just have put the round, the map over, right? But for M80, they're thinking we had the right read, we had the right positioning. How many of these kills came through smoke? I didn't see whether they had vision. That's just, I mean, good fortune, good timing, good read. That is maybe a guardian angel coming in for ENCE, because if they get past that choke point, there was no support for the B player. It would have been desperation. It would have been locked out again. M80 thinking we had the right call. But now you're forced onto Tech 9s. You've got nothing. You've got util. You don't have nades. You don't have mollies. You have flashbangs and techies, and that's it.
Right, a good time to be able to use that last time out here. You're going to have to make something out of very little. One last good call needs to come through here from Sen for them to survive. You're on Dust2. They have that in their bag. As you said, maybe
Looks
a
like a
little bit of
heavy
good
play.
fortune.
They're at least faking that. Potty's already found Lake. So the
Oh no.
they can't limit his impact. The smoke didn't land the way they were hoping. They didn't get the altitude on it. And now a desperation play.
Oh.
Hex deleted. It's Potty fittingly to put this one to rest. 25-5. Monstrous play from Potty on that AWP. He individually has been the difference for ENCE today. Desperation on the Tex. There should be no world, no chance. The nades harrying, harassing, and Regon puts this to rest. Magic from Potty. Monstrous moves. And ENCE do take. It happens to the best of us.
Dude, that happens to me like way too frequently, so
Every time that
of all
happens,
people,
I kind of
understand
wonder
it.
how I'm still alive. Like, if my body fails at that basic of a function, how am I surviving?
I can breathe while I sleep. Yeah, that's a good question. You know? But I can't drink water fully awake. What's that?
I'm going to forget next time. I'm going to forget to breathe while I sleep.
Now you're manually breathing.
Oh, God. Right before a cast? How could you do this to me? And the audience. If Cole has now messed with your breathing, you can add him on Twitter. Exner CS?
Wouldn't you like to know?
What's your at?
Cast.
Casts? Exner casts. Get in the DMs. Send some hate his way. That's what we encourage here, you know. Maybe give him a follow while you're at it to salve the wounds.
Or love if you forgot to breathe and I just reminded you.
There you go. Maybe someone was suffocating and you just saved their life, Cole. Counter-Strike saved my life. The Cole McHenry stories.
Not my story. I remember to
guy in
breathe.
Twitch chat.
Yeah, there you go.
Cole McHenry saved my life.
He is a hero.
We're workshopping the title here. Well, we'll see if M80 can save their life in this one. Or if ENCE can get the 2-0. It's Mirage. They just ran past our casting setup. And Lake's already at the catwalk. He's not stopping to say hello. He's making his moves. Painted into the corner is Netu. And Netu going to take them right out. All into Hex. Bomb? Maybe. Oh, boy. Nope. Chased off. Flushed off. No bomb money. No chance. All ends.
All ENCE right there, and all Netu there holding it down. Really high pressure scenario. Has to pretty much be instant on those shots and is up for the task right there. He just locking down that catwalk position at the speed at which M80 are moving. There's going to be no help. There's going to be no rotates coming through, so it has to be him. And he finds the two-piece that seals it up and pretty much turns around on its head. And it's still going to be a force buy, even with no bomb plant. M80 making it work with Tech 9's Deagles. And in towards the A side here, waiting for that molly to fade. Probably going to spring into action quickly.
myltsi. I get run down here. Good flashbang. Does get his one, though, first. Decent smokes. Could give an opportunity to a bomb plant. Maybe an overcommit here. It's starting to get messy for ENCE, but it falls to Sin, who wants to fight through, knowing that a player might be off of a reload as he slips the box. He doesn't just want the bomb plant. He wants the dub, and that'll cost him the plant and all.
Not able to escape.
That got frisky.
It did, yeah. I think that was a really well-timed, well-coordinated execute. They almost kind of missed the opportunity to, on the CT side, to capitalize on the chaos with the rifles. But CT rotate there. It's mostly Sumda Young who holds it together with the three-piece. That bails them out of that one being costly because, you know, it could have been M80 taking jungle control and getting the bomb down if he's not finding that multi. So big step up for him. Having a couple different ways to win right now for ENCE. It was potty last map. Now it seems like everyone else ready to come alive.
It's early days. We can still have a potty pop-off. What did he end on, like 30 and 5? Something stupid.
It was a nice even 25 and 5, I think. It just was pretty, you know, the scoreline.
Numbers were shiny. This one not so shiny if you're an M80 fan. Looking a little dire, one might say.
Yeah, not able to get much ground right there. With the Deagles, you're kind of hopeful that everyone gets their headshot.
I mean, if you do hit a quick headshot here onto Netu, there's a chance to a bomb plant, at least, but now they're starting to make noise. There's a player coming up underpass, so they better get a move on if they're going to do this.
Big time flank to do it a 5v2. Gotta respect it, man. Body, he wanted his. He's trying to go and get some eeks there.
He's hungry.
Did all that heavy lifting in map number 1. Gotta make sure that he's feasting on 2 as well.
He said, you ain't seen nothing yet.
I don't know if he'll get the op out just yet. I don't know if anyone's on MP9s here. Maybe that'd be a good move, but sticking with the rifle would be just fine. The issue is you definitely want him to be bringing in the op. But they'll go for a bonus instead.
Yeah.
That's good too.
Healthy. Keep the money healthy. Reminder, if you're just joining us now, ENCE weren't even supposed to be here. They weren't even the first replacement. They were the second replacement in. They needed 2 teams to miss this event in order to make it. So ENCE taking their opportunity and running with it right now. And any dubs they get here at the ESL Pro League are going to be massive. That is looking a little unfortunate for Sin. Peppered down, erased by the util. Don't even need to peek the man, but Swisher's gained some space. Now he's been spotted. Molly over the top. Sin him out a ticket, and myltsi flying on in. Massacres here, but Lake activates at the right moment, stays alive as well. A nuisance, but he buys time. He draws SDY out of this. And meanwhile, look at this. Look at Slacks. He's on the B site. They have no idea. The bomb's down.
Sets them up for a clutch here. They know it's the B side. They're going to try and quickly transition the defense back in on a retake. Smoke was in deep towards market. And that one, not going to be respected. They can't afford it. And so now they're going to move in towards this play quickly here. Molly to force him off of this attempt to resist, but is he going to try for wall bangs? I mean, what is he going so deep for? It is planted for cat, but also for apartments.
If they put the molly here, this should be over. No, they chose the wrong spot. There's a chance. There's a chance, but he can't find the bomb. It's not planted for him, and
yeah,
oh, that'll cost him. Tried to go for the unexpected element. Potty anticipated and well handled from ENCE.
Yeah, can't quite get a track on it. The smoke on top of the bomb, always a luxury in a 2v1 anytime you can get it off. They expect him to be on catwalk. But the collapse coming through here from ENCE, so well orchestrated there. The only way that was possible is by a little bit of heroics from Lake in towards middle.
Let's fucking go, bro!
Let's go, bro.
I don't think that was all he said.
Might add a little bit of spice here there.
Might have been an extra element in there.
That might be the key ingredient here at this point.
We're gonna having a great time. Biggest potty fan.
The GOAT, apparently. Some are saying.
Some are saying.
Oh, he guns down this time around, and could be some young if he's not careful. Sidelined from Palace. And now myltsi feeling the pressure as well. Lineup almost looking deadly for 2. He doesn't walk away with anything. This one, definitely a safe call out of the ENCE camp.
Well, you can't win them all, you'd say. And you can't save them all is also the case. Last man on. Down to 6 HP. Gonna desperately try and save this up, you'd assume. Could get caught from Cat, and indeed he will. Down, done, dusted. This time, M80 breakthrough.
Bit of a simplified setup right there. Don't give ENCE time to make these big mid-round moves. Striking from all angles, but a lot of influence and emphasis on how they work through middle right there. 4 players just walking through a smoke. They collapse on that A side before ENCE can plant their feet. That's a reaction that you probably want to get away with right there if you're M80, just and do so on a consistent basis. Now, if you let ENCE, by the means of playing a little too passive on your default, if you let them just take space back away from you in the mid-rounds, that sort of coordination they've already shown can be deadly and can be hard to deal with. So a little bit more early activity. Rely on some of that aim, that firepower. Let Lake loose. And again, you have such good extremity players. You think about Hex in Apartments, what he can bring. Just trust in these players to get openings for your squad.
Spicy nade. Lake not going to respect it, though. Trying to play around it. Flashbangs are good. And SDY just had no chance there. Even got a bit of vision between them, and then another one comes through, and he's just thinking, oh, man.
See, they threw the first flash to make it think that he was in the clear. And that's where you throw in the second one. And you know he's going to be staring dead center at it. That's just that good layering of utility right there that, you know, so many players try and avoid, but even it's always just an arms race, it feels like.
Another situation where it's pretty much net you or bust. And now he's been spotted. He's getting tagged up. There is presence in the market. That presence is dealt with, and this could be a safe call.
Certainly should. They'll start to back out here. Now they have Swisher, though, in prime position to pluck him out here. Especially if his teammates start to get a little aggro as well. Keep him contained in towards the middle. Very awkward positioning here, and nothing out of Swisher. That should provide safety at this point.
Nice little AK. That's always nice. You like having those. Body, don't lose that up. Don't lose that up.
No. Okay.
That,
oh, good.
That was a pixel away from getting very interesting indeed. I see you.
See those graffitis that they kind of put in places where it looks like it's a body? Those are pretty cool. Those are like a trend. Those are a trend that pops up every once in a while and people are obsessed with it.
Yeah.
And then it falls out of fashion real fast. I think it's time to bring it back, though.
Bring it back? We're going to have an arc now? Start trying to hide
I think it's been long enough that people...
baits. Yeah. I remember Overpass being the big one, where you put it where if you peek around connector, right, and you're just trying to take that quick fight, because you basically have to pre-fire that if you're going to win that duel against like an op or holding. So you put a body there, you play an off angle, you play like top con, and then when they swing, they have to click, and then you know there's presence in connector. Yeah, that's definitely been done. Been exploited. This is a top stack that looked like it was going to be really rough for ENCE, but somehow there's still a player alive.
Oh my god.
How is myltsi getting so much out of this? Eventually he'll be punished, but he has gone above and beyond what could be reasonably expected, and now out of this smoke, Net2 drops into the sandwich. That is a huge hold for myltsi.
That's incredible work from him, man. Dancing around the bullets. I don't know if they thought he disappeared because they took down a player in under Belk, on top of Belk, but they definitely saw him at one point, and in the chaos and the heat of the communications, he's still able to walk away with even more. That high pressure moment right there showing that, both of these young players here from the Finnish scene are able to rise to the occasion. That's an exciting prospect for ENCE here of all teams.
Certainly for the ENCE fan base as well, right?
Yeah.
At one point, the fully Finnish national team, easy for ENCE, all the hype, the cultural impact, one might say, around
Cars.
Gone international for a very long time to make it work. Few different iterations of that project, and now slowly getting more and more Finnish once more.
Piece by piece.
That's fine.
You're going to start to see SDY, Regon, and myltsi start to adopt those tendencies. Slowly, ENCE go back.
York just
the
gonna lock
roots.
them in a sauna for like 4 hours. They'll emerge Finnish or they'll dehydrate.
Is that how they stay so cool? By getting hot.
By getting hot. That's what the cold plunge is for. SDY's boosted up on the brakes.
Nice forward positioning, but Lake again in a similar spot. And first time to shine. Angle avoided.
They got presence in the right place if this is going to be a split B, right? Presence in the apartments. Netu's able to just totally focus on this because he's got 2 teammates close in hand. It's a luxury he's not often afforded. But not getting a response here. M80 feels something is up, right?
No contact taken from either sides here, other than that little bit of utility hinting at where the presence is. You can see this boost is covering connector so that they don't have to worry about this position just yet.
50 seconds. Time's going to be an issue. They've got 3 mollies to work with. Start to throw some util. There's the window. There's the con smoke. Nice response incendiary. They know there's presence catwalk, but they still have to deal with it. Just took the window. They're playing very fast and loose with the Glock. With 2 players here, feels like they're starting to put together the pieces of the puzzle. This Palace play needs to be good, and myltsi's position at Firebox could be huge. The Molotov spreads. He's alive for the moment. He's ticked, and he's able to find his impact as well. The molly didn't spread all the way. Still, the kills do come through. And
Oh my God!
From the connector in the nick of time. None to spare. And Netu even braving the flames to see if he could deny that bomb plant, but with it, an impossibility. ENCE will have to concede.
That's the only way it works right there. Time was running incredibly low, and if Slacks doesn't provide that extra oomph on the execute, M80 could have been staring down the barrel of fallen victim to the clock right there. Instead, they walk away with a big pickup. Slacks showing that explosive nature right there. Had himself a lot of influence early on Dust2, but or rather in that second half on Dust2, there was able to find those big multi-kills on the T side and bringing some of that here into the T side of Mirage when necessary. I think when ENCE play these more passive setups, I mean, I feel like they have the presence with the anchoring. Just the utility that was tossed in from M80. So effective as well at piecing up these fights here. Looking at Potty on the op there, trying to play and protect his rifler on the site.
Yeah.
But he's not able to when that flash comes through, and that forces myltsi into action, where he was supposed to be that last prong of approach on that A-side defense.
It's crazy that there's 9 seconds on the clock when Slacks hits that second shot, right? No time to spare. Potty. We saw him get very active at times on Dust2, especially towards the waning moments when he knew he had to force the issue. He's trying to do the same here, but under threat, looks away from underpass at the wrong moment, and he's been punished off the rip. Damage on the Slacks, but it is not worth the exchange as far as ENCE are concerned.
See how well set up that was for Lake as well. I mean, just waiting so long. The HE pops the smoke, puts him in the danger zone, and that's when Lake finally turns the corner.
There's big limitations already in this round with the MP9s, right? So losing that op early on, SDY is going to go looking. There's a flashbang to set this up, and it's good. It's so good. Hexed, blind for days.
That's a brilliant reaction right there. Taking that apps control back here, making sure that the player that's going forward has a smoke as well to further secure this positioning. And they are still looking long-term to brute force their way through into this B side.
I don't mind the idea because if you're playing, with limitations, often what you're going to try and do is disguise the presence. You go for an aggressive move on one side of the map, you shift to the other, but that's a huge kill for Netu. Goes back looking for Lake at just the right moment, and now SDY is still focused up here, so they've still got 2 players to play. They're on the edge of this smoke, and that CT smoke means that M80 are going looking elsewhere. 30 seconds?
They don't have the time to do this, so I don't know if they're interested in doing anything from this point forward.
It could be a punt. Could be a punt. They have the op, they have the AK, they've got a fair chunk of utility still held. It's going to be Swisher unable to buy any more nades, but otherwise you're going to be fine. Indeed, they'll turn the TV on and tune out.
Watching the static.
It's my favorite channel.
Yeah? It's kind of hypnotizing. Is that just... I'm trying to wonder why static's even a thing. Is it just pixels that are getting all disrupted? And the radio waves?
I don't know. I've never really thought that hard about it, but I'd imagine it's something to do with the back in the day where, you know, you get your TV antenna coming through, and, like, there were tubes. I don't know exactly how they work, but TVs used to have tubes. Vacuum tubes, I think.
Well, what about that opening straight through the smoke?
That's it's not ideal. I think you might have spotted a little bit on the edge. Either way, it's not how you want to start. If you're ENCE,
I'm going to speed it up in towards this B side, and once again, it's going to be a lot of pressure put on Dust2's shoulder. He does have some backup, though.
Yeah, they've really made this adjustment to keep SDY closer to the site more often. But you still have to get the execution, and SDY is able to trade it. Potty, huge find. That was a smoke pop kill, I believe. And this is interesting, right? Because Lake's actually on the other side of the map, but now the bomb's committed. If they'd survived, Lake would have been in such position. He's thinking, I could call my teammates over, but they're all dead.
Yeah, Potty able to protect right there. Young. They were waiting for their cat player to scale up so that they could get a free flank and an extra kill so that they didn't have to risk these apartment players. But while they're waiting, Potty takes down the cat presence and then rotates all the way through market and to find the apps players as well. So he helped all fronts.
It was so chaotic as well. We didn't quite see what happened with Lake in towards Con because it feels like maybe there was a window to punish off of that smoke pop. But obviously that doesn't come through, and now, I mean, Lake's just revealed his position trying to go for a pre-fire. A lot of bodies there, understandably distracting. Needs to get this C4. Might have time to leave, but now he definitely doesn't. And they do not need to face.
Counter-terrorists win.
Potty's showing a little bit more of what he can do.
Back to that impact.
That's so much work being done by him. He's helping out the B side from A. He's then being able to rotate quick enough. As you said, maybe a trade available, but that's a bailout of the 4v5, and he found that kill from window right there, and then rotated instantly into market. Regon frustrated, but he's real happy at the end of the round. Yeah, such a nice feeling because, like we highlighted, you know, Regon's a guy that's going to make those aggressive plays happen, and he's going to be willing to do so, even if it makes him look silly, even if he loses it outright. So the fact that then he watches as the rest of his team pulls those advantages back into the favor when plays go wrong. Just more confidence, really, for a player like that.
It's something you love to see as well, right? It's just a player putting team success first and foremost. It's what everyone should strive to do, but there are often times where if as an individual you're suffering, even if the team is winning, it can be hard to be super happy
Positive, yeah.
in those moments. And it's always good to have a player who just instantly is like, my life doesn't matter. Team success.
He's got a team to back him up right now. Young 10-4 holding that B side together. Again, where the majority of the plays have been happening is where these players are finding kills on the defense. So you're looking at the B side of the map with a lot of targets again from M80, and Dust2 really thriving, and Young backing him up there in some of those plays as well. Little boost is good to kind of deal with the jungle presence. It's tough to anticipate.
They do have these hero AKs. There's going to be an opportunity. SDY goes back to check it, but he's just missed it. Timing on the ladder peak. He's just missed it once again. Like starting to get active here, starting to get mobile, but there's still always the possibility that SDY comes back for a check when you're looking the wrong way. And now one of those AKs is unrecoverable. It immediately prompts out the response on the incendiary, which does a good job of slowing down the timing on this take. And SDY with the critical kill. Right place, right time.
Oh my god. No flashes. It had to be Hex finding the entry right there if they needed that ground to be gained. The AK still in play, and more guns can be picked up. They don't anticipate sandwich, but they still flush out Regon out of the round here. 3v3, a chance to maybe get the numbers punched in, and further damage being done by Hex in the hero rifle. Body down, picking up an AK for his own. And it's all on Hex here, continuing to tear through the defense right now. 3 kills in the round, flipping it on its head. Potty close with the spam, but no cigar.
He's on the wrong side of this. He knows he has to make a move. They know they're going to have to hear him either drop down or make a play through the smoke. Flashbang can try and set it up, but Hex plays ahead of it, and Body cannot maneuver his way out of this one. That was pistols!
I'm back.
1 rifle! 2, actually, but one of them did nothing. That's,
A 4v5.
that is a massive coup for an M80 team that was starting to see some pretty bleak prospects on the board. ENCE gonna want that one back big time.
Absolutely. What a huge lifeline. I wonder if they got the op. Either way, they have one in this server.
Please, Slags, please,
Making sure to put first things first.
give me big gun.
He's going to have his weapon of choice.
Look at the
He's
smokes.
making it work here already.
This time,
Prioritizing this opening duel.
Body's coming in. Body's coming in. This time Slags gets the better of him. Up, down, SDY close, but the trade is there. Hex doesn't need to see him as long as he's got that blip on the mini map. And they are so locked out of this. Final round of the half. Calm down. I like how I kept track of that this time.
It is the last round.
It is the last
They're
round.
ready to close this thing out. Couple of smokes here. And definitely no saves ahead here. They're going to try and get those smokes on top of the bomb, but 10-second defuse not going to do them any favors. They're going to need some kills here to break through, and Regon's got the deagle in hand here. Missed op shot as well.
Oh,
Smoke on top of the bomb. It's still going to be such a drawn-out defuse that has to come through. Regon low in health. HE to blow a hole open in the smoke. Regon gets another kill, though.
have a nade though.
They're running low on time. They've got to stick it, and at this point, they're just going for extra kills. Some consolation prizes here. Going to be shut down by Hex to close off the half here as M80 scoot a little closer.
Madness, indeed. But for who? But for who? Still some pop-off Recon moments, but M80 getting back into the action towards the end of that half. Making something out of very little with a mixed pistol rifle round. Now sit just 2 rounds behind.
Hex pulling it together there, I think, big time for his squad. Difference maker in that first half. Not necessarily lurking through apartments, but finding his way through these A-side kills as a part of the pack. And gives him 2 extra rounds towards the tail end. What could have been a very one-sided half is instead a little bit closer here. Regon already pressing through CT. Retake setup on the side of M80. You have a smoke and a kit, so all the more doable. But they got to get in a position here. I mean, they have to recover CT, and
That's not great.
They deal with the flank instantly. Lake already sidelined, and the flash re-aggression. They're going hunting, and they're getting pushed on back.
So the extra element is gone, but you're all bullying on in from the same spot, trying to brawl. There's this element, the firebox players, the late play, and may not even be required. They need to get onto the stick, and it's not happening for them. Swisher manages to get the kit, but he just has to stick and pray. And at this point, there's a player right here, and Potty will not be missing that point-blank shot.
And myltsi looking good on another pistol as well, dancing around the boxes, jumping left and right. One of those punches.
ENCE, not even supposed to be here.
Yeah.
Not.
Maybe a trend here of teams that take these opportunities to full advantage. Though I mean, looked at Legacy earlier as the same case for them earlier in the year, and that one for the major.
True.
And now we see ENCE trying to capitalize on this, huge chance. A chance that they did have to, sacrifice a little bit for as well, as you mentioned, withdrawing from Birch Cup.
What's the moral that you take from that? Is it that, like, is it less pressure? Is it less prep, maybe, at times? Playing looser Counter-Strike? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely don't prepare for Pro League, right? You don't know who you're playing until the day before. So, it definitely is, like, it's a bit of a weird task. I guess for Birch Cup, there's, like, so many random teams, though, too, so kind of a weird situation. Also, I think they had to play Liquid to make it into the playoffs that they ended up forfeiting, so.
Something along those lines. Swisher finds the one. There's not a lot of util or any for the M80 side at this point.
Oh my
They need to get it done with
God.
the guns. They're trying to force the issue, and Potty shows why that might be a problem. Bombs down, though. Time will become a factor. Hex has shown presence towards B. Slacks has a scout.
I mean, you have a player inside of ladder here, so you just have to focus on how they scale up connector.
30 seconds.
Walking through underpass. Someday I'm going to jump in towards window. Loud and proud about his positioning.
He drops back down, though.
And
That's
Hex
hurt.
hears this drop. At some point, Hex is going
15
to
seconds.
lean in on that internal clock, and yeah, he's going to dive back in towards the B side and make sure to shore up that one area that they can really make it into.
They hear him. He hears them. That's the bomb dropped. I think that's probably the round. And indeed it is. Dancing under the window. And his princess was in that tower. His princess was the C4.
Yeah, that's fair. On the CT side, you're going to treat it like a princess, making sure you protect it. Keeps it contained. Good time pickup from Hex. I mean, he is the difference maker here in the second half. And in the first, for that matter. 16-6. Keeping M80 above water right now. He's the one that's winning these key rounds for the squad. And Lake going to have himself some fun here. Scout shot sent out. Regon sidelined. See if they can find any access elsewhere here. myltsi trying his luck. Smoke fades can be dangerous.
It can, especially with Tech Knights on the other side. And a
Oh,
scout to back it up. You do have Swisher for support. SDY walks through. SDY is dead. Smoke gets refreshed. Potty tries to swing. Not so successful. And at this point, the danger is being taken out of this round. Potty,
What?
ripper of a jump scout.
What?
This guy's nuts, dude. This
What?
guy is just, he's having one of those days. He's just taken over the server.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do it to him.
Don't do it!
You might do it to him.
Run away, Lake. Run away. Far,
Right.
far away.
Body's dead.
Please.
This guy is unreal right now. You just
Every time it clicks mouse 1, it's a shot that's going to land.
having one of those days. It's going to be putting a smile on the face of everyone in the ENCE office.
We had 2 pretty nasty wall bangs on the Lake there. Fortunately, he didn't have the AWP.
He's got an R8. R8? Okay, potty cam, please. Hello, I would like to spectate potty. He's got an R8. This is a rare bird. Spotted. Just to have it equipped. And then to be buying it. He may not do anything with it, but it's all I care about in this round. R8 kill on ESL Pro League. Let's go, baby. We're seeing everything today.
No way. Through the smoke right there. Sin doesn't know what hit him. All you can do is laugh. Someday Young. Trying to make it work there. R8 kills crazy. He'll do a nice little cartwheel.
I'm
This
giving
round
that a
gets
10 out of 10
close.
backflip.
And M80 are going to pick up that R8.
Let's go.
It's going to
I
stay
knew.
alive.
Yeehaw.
Well, let's see Sin's reaction when he falls there. Nice toss there from Hex. That's a good arm.
Purchased in the ESL Pro League, man. Rock 'em Cowboys.
That is awesome. I don't think I've seen it already actually get a kill in a pro game in a long time. Usually it's always just anticlimactic.
It's been a minute. I'm glad we went potty cam there. Shoutouts. Everybody involved.
Top shot there to kick off proceedings for Slacks. Maybe a little bit of a problem. Allows him to take some space towards apartments. Kind of reveals that op early, so can also get a little bit more inquisitive if you're the rest of ENCE trying to take space. For now, gonna keep Sumda Young tucked around. With an extra teammate here. Potty also involved. He's got the smoke for window, but what's lining up for a split in towards the B side up catwalk and
Did you see who picked up that
Perhaps.
R8?
no, I did not.
See if it rears its head again. See if it comes cycling back through. Well, they're making a play through this. The flash caught, but SDY was already in transition, so he managed to avoid being punished by it. It's a bit of information, maybe false information, but there's 2 players here, including the off, ready to receive this B presence. Off shot goes wide, players out the window, Lake gone. This is big trouble now for Slacks, but he is dealing with it. Whoa, Slacks dance around the pillar. Leaving their pockets empty. All of the potty now, who's been magnificent, but not ready for Slacks. A dance of death, and it's Slacks dealing it out at every turn. No purchase for ENCE.
Still hasn't said a word. I love it. Love you.
Oh, so she's letting it be known right there. That is a huge bailout. There was absolutely no help, and no help close. Sumda Young cutting off the rotates with the next kill. Hex unable to bring anything. And watching that all go down, you see a little bit more of that Slacks impact when he is called upon, when time comes for him to find that. He's going to get another shot here. CT, Tech9 play here. He's going to have free fire, but this time not as strong on the connection. Gets the follow-up. Gives himself so many chances to fire up with this AWP, and now he's in red hot for him.
I would have loved the bomb plant out of this one, but it will not be afforded to them. No chance. SDY somehow finds that at the very least, so there's a blemish on the record of M80, but they are roaring on through here. 10 rounds on the board, and ENCE running out of opportunity to make a contest here on Mirage.
I feel like it's so promising here about Slacks as a opera, as well as that he gives himself so many shots. Sometimes can play some very thin angles where you can't comfortably connect, but always in a position where he can fall back and give himself another chance and can create moments like that. He is a flashy guy. He can find those quick adjustments. Especially useful up against Tech9 executes. That's for sure. Timeout coming through. Sumda Young very vocal. T rounds few and far between. Got the pistol. got absolutely blown out of the water on that follow-up force buy. It's been Hex, it's been Slacks that have been the difference makers here in this map for M80.
It's Ancient the decider if we get there. And Slacks on the off, they gotta get past. They're gonna test middle. Swisher. Lake getting aggressive on the smoke pop, wanted this motion. He's gonna back away, slip back up Con. Still does stutter what ENCE were trying to accomplish. They avoid losing any bodies in the process.
Just trying to throw a little bit of chaos into the mix there, but the flashes that were sent back could have been deadly for Lake's position.
There's no cap presence, and this looks like it wants to be a split B. It's decent positioning, but the deep presence from Hex could catch the bomb.
Ooh, that molly extinguished. Are they going to hard clear Hex, though?
They are, but they're going to stack up. That's the bomb delivered. Now these catwalk players, they can't do anything about it, and they still got 2 players to deal with before they even get towards the bomb. Ripper of an adjustment from SDY.
Got this lurk as well, but it's dealt with. Lake prepared here, catching Regon, and they still don't have the bomb.
Even just getting that altitude is going to leave them exposed to Slacks' op. They're trying to chase up this kill, knowing that they need it, but Putty's tagged. Health's getting low. Massive kill find from SDY, but he still hasn't recovered the C4. They're just going to make this a fight. They've got to brawl out of this, and Lake's expecting it. Flashbang for it.
Oh my god.
But Slacks slipping away means that it's not a twofer, and they may not expect Sin to be here.
Ooh, he gave him
C4
the
picked
bomb.
up.
He let him out.
Sin's a little too late, but that might mean they overlooked the presence. Still thought. Good presence of mind. Potty back of the bench. Shot through it. And maybe that got a bit messier than an M80 would prefer, but at the end of the day, right now, all they care about is the wins. 2 more of those, and we're through to Ancient.
All that matters is score on the top of the board right there, and M80 gonna put it up another. Keeping ENCE at bay there. Phenomenal kickoff from Hex, taking a forward angle, catching them by surprise. That immediately limits one prong, and it required some unbelievable unity and some quick shots offered up between Potty and Subda Young. But as you said, a little sigh of relief. You think he ever got the high five?
I don't know if he did, but I know Def's got the claps going. Easy. Sure.
Never close.
Well,
Never worried.
we'll see. It ain't done yet, M80.
Back towards the middle here. Not a lot given in this middle position by M80. They haven't been losing any players. Haven't been caught surprise.
Oh, missed window smoke. Utility's precious in this round, so losing those isn't great, but you already have a player in the window, so it doesn't really matter.
Struggling to see a world where this round goes wrong at this point.
Well, Lake could walk out, get deleted by Potty. Now you've got great control. There's a player catwalk, but there's no world where they expect myltsi. X turns, gets his bell rung. There still is this player catwalk, so theoretically Swisher could do something about it, but they're pretty prepared, and at this point M80 have said, yeah, we goofed. We goofed, guys. We messed up. Positioning is atrocious, and Swisher's about to serve himself up to Bond Gold exit kill. Uh-oh. No chance at the punish, but it'll somehow work out even better.
He just was going for 2 the whole time.
Yeah, he was...
You knew if he messed that up, they'd peek from Palace and try and trade him.
Now, the hunts here for ENCE don't matter as much as the saves. You could look at the money, it's already out of control for M80. You have 9k for Slacks, you have 10k for Hexed, you have 12k for Sin. Breaking the economy is a distant dream. Keeping your own guns alive, very important.
Yeah, you already took 4. You're going to force a lot of rebuys here. Take your victories. Make sure you get the utility in for the next round. Finally able to capitalize on the mid positioning, because it may have been playing fairly passive on it. Yeah, every once in a while you see Lake at the start of rounds try and get aggressive here, try and make a statement, but not met with a lot of resistance. He'll fall back even pretty quickly. But that round, they spot nothing. They work their way through underpass and immediately get their stride. So now off the back of this timeout here for M80, you do wonder, they're going to throw a little bit more numbers at the problem here in this round. Is that going to be what they lean in on as an adjustment? Try and sure things up.
Tension hangs in the air. As we hop back into the server. ENCE bought themselves some breathing room. But they have to keep it going here. Player Cowok, player Khan, so they want to contest mid a little bit more here it seems, but Heavy flashes out of the ramp. They're anticipating it could have been a faster play, and for the moment, that snaps Lake's attention away. Slacks in the Palace. Very fortunate not to get punished there. Looked a little lackadaisical with some of that presence, and that is a huge missed opportunity for Net2 to punish.
You can see Swisher in this position designed so that they can't do that same boost they did last round. Easily punished that. Great flashbang on the Lake here. He's going to double back to the smoke, and he instantly gets dismissed. Regon, good time for him to step up to the plate. Finds a quick kill onto a heavy hitter here, and he's going to jump in towards the window.
Look at how much this has pulled them away. Look at these players coming out B right now. This is a huge gap. M80 still with that presence in Palace have been completely bamboozled, and while Hex will get his head around in time, it's actually Swisher who gets the kill in the second, the follow-up as well. The bomb has to make its way out. Net2's nowhere to be able to help this out. It's all on Potty for the moment, and with 35 seconds, he can't really even wait for his teammate to get involved. So Potty has to make the move. Potty has to be the hero. But in trying to stall this out, oh, they've bled so much time off the clock, 25 seconds. The breaks boost, and Sin's wondering, why have you slowed down? He's looking for it. There's the dink, there's the trade. Potty wants to fight into it.
He's got to be quicker than this.
12 seconds, 10 seconds. He just can't win this anymore. And Swisher will make sure of that. An ace for Swisher from the catwalk puts M80 in pole position.
Oh, it feels like Swisher shows up for Pro League, man. Ace coming through there. When the pressure's amplified, he has to make plays, and he's able to hold off that B side from Cat and cover off middle when there was some vulnerability starting to be created. An ace at the end of the day for him.
That's feeling good. Absolutely here for M80 as they are just one of the next 3 rounds away from securing the 3-map series from taking us to Ancient.
Otherwise, we go into overtime if ENCE can stay flawless from this point forward. Switching it up here, maybe an earlier A call with that quick connector split. Regon again in a position to try and strike. And it might be the reaction here from M80 to try and disrupt this middle hold. We'll see if Lake can win that head-to-head this time around. AT Molly goes downrange here, and Regon's still able to isolate his targets and sell the distraction enough for them to move out towards A.
Good trade on it, but now they need utility on that shot. Missed opportunity. It's going to be tough for the op. Sid wanting to play on the edge of this smoke, and it works. Looks so very dangerous, but he does at least get the one. Op watching, and that will seal the deal. M80 take it through. We're going to Ancient, and a rebound for the NA squad, as this has been a back and forth affair, contentious all the way down.
Got big moments here out of the players on M80, I feel like, in key rounds. You look at Hex in that first half finding massive impact with the P250 that he struck.
Ancient, it seems, on deck, diving on in here. We're getting green in the map.
No, we're not.
This is not live.
Same team, myltsi.
Blood sacrifice of myltsi. He's been offered up, the newest member of the team. I'm guessing something exciting happened in the other game. Hold on, let me check.
Ooh, yeah, that was getting close to finishing up there.
That was a pop-off. We've got a crash in our game, so we have a chance to check in on the A stream. What do we got going on A stream? Heroic Gentle Mates, I believe.
That sounded like an overtime.
Yeah, that's an overtime, then it's Gentle Mates with a comeback. And I think you're correct.
Because that didn't seem like it's like a, I'm excited to close this game out, yeah, where it lasts a little bit longer. That was a simple, like, yeah, but we got more work to do. Let's take it into OT now. But
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
yeah.
I'm seeing where you're coming from. I'm smelling where you're stepping. And that is their third map as well. So they're going deep. They're going distance. I think that might be a preview of what we got in store here.
Yeah, you think so?
Feeling it.
I mean, they
In my
do like some
claws.
overtimes here. We'll see if ENCE are so inclined.
M80 playing with the classic. If we don't actually commit to the site, then we can rapidly rotate towards wherever it goes. Here come the smokes. Decoy in middle. Lots of utility getting bled out here from ENCE. There is no kit for M80. So they are going to have to get a move on with this retake, and so they shall. Kills stacked up. Swisher off the dualies, pirouetting. But eventually, Regon managed to find the punish and leaves it in towards a clutch on Hagst. So Swisher's great work may all just go to ruin. There's a smoke fade. Now they know where he's coming from. And a player just to the right. He's got the read, but deep in the cubby. Unexpected. And the backstab not even required. Nicely played from ENCE despite some heroics from Swish.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how that one even got close for ENCE, because it felt like the timing on that flash play was so perfect. Oh, it's a team kill from Lake. So that doesn't do
That's not helpful.
much good,
You're not supposed to do that.
unfortunately. So I saw the kill feed, and I saw Lake Swisher, and I was like, okay, that's going to be an easy retake. And the first kill was a TK, which counts for the other team.
Key detail, folks, to
Yeah.
keep in mind. Don't put your teammates down. Emotionally or in the server.
Yeah.
Or physically in real life, either.
Unless it wins you a major, you know, there's still that kind of question.
The punching bag.
Punching
Here.
bag,
Hey,
you
you're
know,
bringing
like-
it back here. You know, Cole, as much as I respect the opinion of the
I-
season 36 IEM champion,
I'd be the punching. I was the punching bag in season 36.
in season 36,
Yeah.
you took
And-
one for the team there?
Yeah, yeah. And you have to roll with the punches, you know?
All right, well, I'm excited for your arc as a performance coach, where you're like, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to designate one of you.
You got to find someone with
punching
thick
bag.
skin and
I
throw a
think-
couple jabs at him.
You know, I think if we
Maybe he
paired you
misses
up-
with the op once and you talk shit. And it's kind of funny for everyone else, and it encourages him to be better.
I think we can find a beautiful marriage between you and Electronic.
Would I be the perfect coach for Electronic?
There might be some philosophical mesh between what you guys like to do. We'll see. Ooh. X 1 for 1. The deagle doesn't get a chance to ring out, so the site's been lost. The bomb's likely going down. Do they check SDY? No. So now, in the background, it's SDY ready for the back stabs. And he's found the one. He's found the two. They're stacked up. Everybody's here at SDY. Feast. Open them up like a tin of sardines, and they're all stacked on each other.
A can of worms right there. Completely shut out. Wiggling, trying to squirm their way out of it. What I'm surprised to see, I feel like so many times you're kind of anticipating that red room lurk when those A plays come through there, but just overlooked. Someday Young able to thread in just the right amount of aggression, make it look comfortable.
You know, I'm thinking about that saying. Did worms in cans used to be a problem? So like repasteurization?
So I don't really,
Just have a can
I've
of
never
worms.
used a can of worms. I've always
No, I
gotten,
feel like
the
opening up the can of worms is maybe like you're trying to open up a can of tomatoes and then it's full of worms instead. We're gonna have to look into this. Sources are saying this could be interesting. This could be interesting indeed. USP finding way more impact than expected, but only for a moment.
I could see where a can of worms is useful though.
If you're fishing.
If you're fishing, yeah.
Mostly if you're fishing.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can see another context, actually.
Not if you're making spaghetti sauce.
Feeding birds, maybe?
Yeah. Like worms.
Well, hence with a nice start to this one. But the Ops now out for Slacks. The guns are out for M80. Lake wants to risk it. Testing the Molotov.
It's a well-placed molly on the A side right there. Tossed in.
Ouch.
Just in the nick of time. Will it be respected here? They're still gearing up to move past it. And Hex is going to play a passive angle here. Threads in his kill before escaping, and a great flashbang. I don't even know where that came from.
Must have been Lake.
Able to
assist.
offer up a little extra help there. Someday Young, even though he's low on HP, still dealing some damage, could find more. Swisher thinking about pushing the smoke there. Instead holds it together. Keeps contain of the cave side, but reposition from Someday Young can create new pathways into this round for ENCE.
What's going to be weird is, so we're a minute on the clock and Potty's tucked into the corner here. So he's going to have to link up with one of his teammates. They've given the space towards A, but right now, at least for the moment, Natsu doesn't have any information on that fact, so he can't really relay anything to his teammates. They're waiting for a response, and now Natsu's getting active and not seeing anything. So that might be the answer. That might be the antidote.
Coast is clear. Obviously still fearing the threat of Donut, but
This is a fake now being thrown.
Or they're committing them here. Someday now, instead of going the long way around, it's going to have to rotate through the B side and takes a little bit of contact, but doesn't overextend. Potty then able to push through on his lurk and now clears out Donut. This creates big opportunities here.
It's actually a big spot for Sin, because I don't think he realized there's a player potentially over by Temple. Yeah, and Incendiary goes a little bit too deep. Has the right idea, gets the dink, but Potty's now still healthy. It's a 2-on-2. Moving ahead of your teammates, always... Oh, you don't realize how on that was, but that was very on. They're so low. Potty, though, getting on the other side of the smoke. This is unexpected. Swisher's crosshair placement isn't on the right angle. He's trying to tap this out, and Potty's going to have him dead to rights.
Go, guys! Let's go! Come on!
That got very close, but a huge recovery for ENCE. Will deny M80 their first round of Ancient.
You got to think about how much communication was happening in that 3v4 there. They were really pulling the strings there. Everyone being able to avoid contact, and Someday Young finding that little bit of aggression. Potty thriving off the back of the spot that was on the myltsi earlier. It just felt like every time there was a player kind of pushing on the other side of the map, someone was pulling, and they were able to thread in that timing and kind of nullify the advantage there that M80 had. That was just maybe a little too split up for M80 as well.
Made him super uncomfortable, very isolated. This aggressive mid play, this was their option. SDY is dead to a team nade, but he's done his job. Captain, you can rest. I've got you from here.
Take the round off. All right. No need to take any more ecos away. myltsi, you might join the team.
Good flash. Didn't catch Potty.
Low health for Swisher. Slack's up next as well.
Nice gap.
That is an awkward smoke. Are they trying to go A with it, I guess?
No.
Regun will just get a freebie off the back of it, and Swisher going to walk into the meat grinder as well. Low health, MP9 at range. Potty having a field day.
All right, gun round, take 2. Timeout from M80 this time. Saying, guys, we're allowed to start winning some rounds. We don't always have to be coming back into first halves. We got our choice of sides this time. There's no excuse.
Most importantly, they got to tighten up on these advantages.
I think right now Def is teaching them how to do a proper karate chop.
This is how you break through 2 wooden beams.
Now, in my days in the dojo, it's not really Def's accent, but I tried.
It was
You have a
good.
Def impression?
What's that?
You have a Def impression?
Not really. Just a British accent. You
Well,
saw it.
the problem with British accents is there's a million flavors.
Yeah.
Like opening a thing of jelly beans.
And I really do all of them bad.
Well, you know, it's important to know what you're good and bad at, I guess. Deep smoke, mid play again. They try this. This time it was with a little more firepower, but there's no one there from ENCE to receive it. SDY naded down quite a bit, actually. Decides he does not want that smoke.
This time, a little bit too low. Try and find some impact. Although he did manage to do some damage even on low health in that last gun round. He's just so sneaky on some of these lurks. He always finds a way to provide some damage here for his squad. Gonna need to this time as it's a bit more standard of an approach here so far. Smokes and mollies tossed in. A threat towards this B side of the map here. Let's see how much commitment is behind it.
Good response to get that cave smoke up. They've got heavy presence here on B, so it's not the worst thing in the world for M80 if it comes this way. Being precious with the util because they don't have a lot of it. And ENCE, having coaxed some of it out, are slipping their way to their next objective.
Oh, he's alone with bomb here. He's getting aggressed upon.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Well, it makes you think that all this donut presence that they're showing is not real. Although now that'll give us the
feels a little more
indication that they might be a little bit more interested. They're realizing they've taken this space a little bit free of charge.
Look at how it's pulled the CTs out, right? Because someone had to go back to fix middle. So Slacks is locked in here, anticipating that a play might be coming through. Meanwhile, everyone's locked in on Donut. There's going to be a smoke fade here, but now M80 are getting active, so they should realize. That allows Hex to get a bit more aggressive in towards Temple. Slacks is going to join him on that approach. They're going to hear these players on through. It's not a lot of util for either side. It's mostly HEs for ENCE. Not going to block sightlines, but they need kills. Good trade. Follow-up important for Lake. And Hex now swinging out of the Temple, backed up by the op of Slacks. And that
is a strong retake.
Yeah, they spent all of their numbers right there trying to make sure that they claim that A-bomb site instead of sticking one back in towards Donut, which for these A-side post plants is absolutely necessary. You can't afford to give over that space to the CT side without having Temple, without being able to press in through CT. Donut control becomes a necessity, and the fact that Lake is able to lay claim to that, it kind of blows up the round in ENCE's face. Well orchestrated. Didn't really hesitate on any of those calls, so they're able to get back in time and catch ENCE off guard before they're able to really establish themselves. So the timeout's good for there. Make sure you capitalize on those advantages or opportunities when given. Great flashbang, but Sin jumps past him, somehow avoided. Great movement coming through from myltsi. He's traded through the smoke, so equalizer manufactured from Swisher.
Taking control towards mid. Minute 20 on the clock. Nice find for Lake. Important. Just a straight up duel. No flashbang to support it. The util might still get him. But this gives an opportunity over for Swisher, and Lake's just trying to buy time, which he does to set up Hext. 1-for-1 there, and losing Swisher. That was the backstab. That could have been the key piece to slam the door behind them, but instead now, they've got a vacant A site. They've got this bomb planted. And yes, health is a little low on Regon, but this is an Opper. So that doesn't really tip the scales too much.
Now the position looks deadly. One sitting inside the CT smoke, one in A main. Trying to disrupt these two angles is going to be near impossible. I don't know if there's a kit on the way in, but he does pick one up. HE as well. No smoke.
If he figures out the spots, the HE could be deadly, but he's not anticipating a player just tucked into the corner, and yeah, backing on in. Whoa, dead as a doornail. A Regon, a risky spot, but pays off. 4 huge kills for the Swiss man.
Yeah, I mean, as much as we talked about his, impact with like the attitude and outside the server, his willingness to go in on these fights, still hasn't really been that explosive in the numbers game. That 4K right there turns the tides completely. Huge impact, fighting through Donut and finding the flanks as well while he's at it. Impressive stuff. Regon needing a round like that to show up. I mean, what did he get? 7 or 8 kills on that last map of Mirage entirely. So you're looking at a lot more emphasis here. And another piece that ENCE maybe can unlock here in this third map as well.
Another devastating setback for M80. Another timeout taken. They really need to get the CT side with something to build upon, because right now, yes, many of these moments are coming down to the wire, but it's a wire that ENCE are clearing. That is, at the end of the day, the only thing they need.
Fast out towards middle again. Samdayoung continuing to provide impact. Set up well. Lake also going to be flushed out into the open. Flashes that follow up to phenomenal work at keeping him contained. Swisher now forcing the trade. But now he's known, and they take the B side accordingly.
This is a save.
Wow.
This is a save. That's all STY as well. Was that his own flash? Was it a teammate who helped him out with the flash? Because the timing looked beautiful.
Threw that really late flash towards middle. I also saw that M80 tried to set up Lake with a flashbang, but it landed a little too late.
Yeah. That was a really nice play, right? Because SEY's coming flying through. He set up with the initial play. He catches the first player. He spots the player slipping into cubby, drops his Molotov, immediately is calling for the flash, right? Teammate gets that over. That's beautiful. I mean, it's huge for SDY. Whoever threw that flash as well, tremendous work coming through. Wow, M80 are getting flummoxed. I can't say that I expected this, but ENCE are looking like it's no longer as much just about one individual pop-off, but it's looking more complete as a full T side right now. And also SDY is pretty good.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's unbelievable. It's not his first time rolling out towards middle and finding a multi-kill. His willingness to do this is providing so much impact. That's such a tough role there. It feels like oftentimes you're going to be sent out into the wolves, and if you're not really backed up with a lot of help, not even just flashes, I'm talking multiple players have to flood through that smoke in hopes that you can try and trade positive in your favor. He's doing it alone running through the smoke. Last
M80,
timeout.
This is their third timeout. This is their last timeout of the map. They're burning this right here, right now.
in round 9.
That means they'll have none for their T side at all for that whole half. So, you know, if you're talking about trying to figure out mid-round adjustments or mid-game adjustments that you need to do, if you're realizing tendencies that you thought were present are no longer the case, you're going to have to do that all on the shoulders of Sin here and the rest of the squad.
What this tells me as well is that there's the problems are seeping into their comms, right? If you're def and you're rolling back-to-back timeouts, it's not just because you've spotted some tendency that you need to fix. It's because you're looking at it and you're going, these guys are slipping into despair, right? Like the mood's going down. We need something. We need to gel, need to focus up here. Otherwise, this map's going to be done before we really even get a chance to get the game plan going.
There he goes again, another opening. He's still kicking, but this time chased. 1 for 1, a little bit of relief here, but is it much? Because they're still moving quickly in towards the A side. Ready with the AWP, but the utility just ran right past. Not a care in the world, and the site captured.
Nice flash, nice flash. Can't capitalize, though. That was a massive opportunity. The incendiary burns. I mean, they're losing some health, and that kill in towards the elbow is a big find. Sin burning. This bomb is going to go down, though it's risky. Doesn't want to charge an extra price for it. The last of the Molotovs have been dumped to try and buy some space. There's lots of flashes to come up. The works. Huge find for Sin. Dodges the flash. Answers back. Now it starts to get very uncomfortable. myltsi wants to be the hero, wants to make a play. Trades instant. It all falls to Plotty. We know what this man can do, but they know where he has to be. He finds the first, but cannot slip away. Time enough for the defuse.
Yeah,
10 second or no, and that's M80 with a desperately needed round.
Yeah, they absolutely necessary round coming through from M80. You can see the vision behind what ENCE is doing, trying to take forward space, especially in a 4v3 without donut control. That's where you see teams start to take maybe unconventional ground. Off the back of the flashbang, Sin perfectly avoiding it. Isn't going to let them push him to the brink. Doesn't seem like the mood is built up too high, but M80 no strangers to recovering difficult halves here, so taking it piece by piece. Back towards middle again, Sunday Young. This time the flashes continue. What are these flashes that they're throwing in? They're so perfect. And it's another opening pick for him. Oh!
Anticipated the swing, didn't get it. This could be it. This could be over. Do they have the util to even get back into this? Lake's just trying to find a spot that's not on fire. Desperation from Swisher on that smoke pop. This is devastation. You finally win a round, you come out, you get battered off the rip, and it starts the same way every one of these rounds has. M80 are devoting 2 players and plenty of util into this mid-fight every single round, and they still cannot stop SDY.
I mean, it's so rare to see flashes work this effectively in middle on Ancient. Like, at some point, you do expect for someone to be able to avoid these flashbangs and to just catch somebody young running out into the open with a MAC-10 looking silly, but instead what we see is every time both players on M80 are blinded up by the ENCE flashes, and that's simply something you can't afford to sustain throughout a half.
No gun saved either. All smiles here for ENCE. I mean, this is desperate now for M80. Money in the toilet once more. This time it's a MAC-10 as well. It's genuinely at some point. I know you feel like you should be able to punish him every round. But at some point, surely you just keep play retake mid. Just give him mid, man.
That's an option, yeah.
Can just give him mid.
That is an option for sure. You're thinking like maybe double HEs. They're throwing mollies in. They just can't do utility damage either. Like, that's another big problem. Somehow just nothing really rolling out.
Look at what they gave him.
And finally he doesn't take it, of course.
They hurt us.
Yeah. Probably for the best that they're playing retake right now. The system in which ENCE are rolling up right. It's from the high side towards shelf and also rolling out towards middle. Good at reaction from Sin to take that space towards B, and a perfect flashbang again to force him out of donut.
This utility's so on point, friends. They are loving it. It's just so punishing.
Oh my god.
Pax may not be expecting the second player, but manages to end up leading to just one. Swisher swinging with the 5-7. Finds the damage to make this contentious, but Nechiu keeps him from slipping away. myltsi a little bit early on switching off of that angle, but Slacks has to save his gun.
Man.
So
So he's done his job. Slacks is too far out of position. He knows it. Not in a 1v2. They need a third round. They need something. This is dire. This is devastating. As close as these maps have been across this whole series, now here on Ancient for ENCE to just find a blowout.
Yeah, I mean, especially you look at Dust2, it ending up being an M80 comeback attempt there. It felt like those first half rounds were pretty close. It felt like they could kind of keep things competitive. At this time, you can see that ENCE are kind of rolling out similar calls and still getting just as much ground as they ever did. The reactions aren't working. All the timeouts are expended. It's a much more dire state than what Dust2 looked like.
And for M80 as well, remind you they got their choice of side. They've burned every timeout. They've used every resource on this. They're going to have a masterclass of calling and execution on the attack. And I mean, certainly this third, we're getting 3 rounds on the board would go a long way. We're coming to the close of the half. It's round 12. And they have just been getting battered at every turn. Look at all the resources that are being pumped into mid just to win this fight, and no one's here this time. ENCE are toying with them.
Like, looking to collapse in, try and take some advantage off the back of his positioning. Now they collapse through on different angles and trade things out 2 for 1.
Okay.
Able to end the exchange in the positive here. Also chasing things down. You don't want to go too forward facing. Hex inside the smoke. Is he going to walk through it though?
No, backs away. Backs away. And I mean, we can see what's on the other side of it, right? It might have been really bad if he tried to go for the push. Potty watching with that op, waiting.
This is a phenomenal spot to be in if you're M80. You've got all of the B side cut off. You do have some forward positioning towards middle. Now that Hex is going to kind of jiggle, and it's going to come down to Slacks connecting his op shots, which in general is very positive, but has been missing every once in a while.
You'd like to see somebody get positioned over towards Red Room just so they have a faster rotate, right? They're really committing into this aggressive B hold, and so it does mean, you're right, it's Slacks. It's only Slacks. There is really no second element. At least he can be confident that no one's coming into Donut. But now, as Hex comes off of this, to go for that reposition. Slacks, the timing. Oh, boy. That Molotov saves his bacon. You never would have expected it, but a dry peek there actually might have just ended this half. Now he holds. Potty comes looking, and Slacks' patience is rewarded. Spots the next. Elbows Shelwyn. And the swing as he tries to flee back into Temple. This will be a 3rd round. So the start of recovery begins at the end of the half for M80.
Even if we don't, we're still winning the game. We just have to like lock in the upside.
What pistol are we doing?
jungle. Welcome to the jungle. Welcome to the jungle. Welcome to the jungle. The lion gotta eat. I don't need nothing from you. I got things you never know. Hustling hard to make a moves, making all my dreams come true. I don't need nothing from you. I got things you never know. Hustling hard to make a move, making all my dreams come true.
Not so nice for M80 more often than not, but it was all smiles for Regon. And a whole lot of clapping as well. ENCE feeling great after that first half of Ancient, and a lot of it comes to their captain, comes to Some Die Young.
Enter into the second half with 11 kills, but so many of his frags are openings and multiple kills on those openings as well.
He was just such a nightmare in middle. Crazy. Considering how many resources M80 were consistently devoting to that fight in terms of util, in terms of bodies. Crazy how much success he had.
You want to be able to shut him down, but they didn't really get much of a chance to. Gonna lean in on a retake setup again. Smoking a kit in Some Die Young. Rest of the squad starting to join forces here and try and pull through this retake.
Good old 5-on-5 pistol. It's a classic. Nice dink. Starts things off. There's the trades. Dancing around the corner. Regon does fine too. Also had himself a very strong first half. If they can drop SDY here, that keeps the kit away from the bomb. This could be a problem for these two players coming out of cave. They'll have to waste precious seconds trying to retrieve it. Good swing on the first, though. And quick kills means that bomb is now Slex's to watch.
Look, the kit picked up.
Smoking a kit. Time to get the stick. Oh, Slacks, he's off of it.
Oh, no.
He's off of it. He doesn't have the spot. He doesn't have the spot.
God!
Completely missed. He went through. Oh, just a little bit of a gap, and Slack slid right into it. Devastation for M80. A pistol round that shoulda, coulda, woulda been theirs slips away, and if that ain't the story of the game.
Oh, man, if you heard there what Hex was saying at the end of that first half, saying, you know, we got to lock in, even if we don't win the pistol, we'll be okay. I don't know if they'll be okay with that pistol loss. That one in particular is one that's going to sting that much more. It was in the bag, and you see Potty quickly react to just a desperate effort to try and pick up that smoke in a kit. The only way he's winning that round, and of course, he avoids the shots. More heroics coming through for Potty here to try and close this series out.
What a coup this would be for this ENCE team. Gifted an opportunity into the Pro League due to Virtus Pro's inability to make it. But there's still more work to do here. And this round's getting downright dangerous. Hex is through and towards red. That means myltsi has to come back to focus up on it, and even it might pull myltsi to support him. Which for the moment leaves SDY on a bit of an island. We know from the first half, that might not be a problem, but Hex certainly is one.
Trying to rally the troops here, keep them afloat. This is the round to do it. Said they'd be alright without the pistol. You might be right. If you can find the victory in this. Knights who have fallen as well. And SDY gonna bail out of this. Quick bounce back. M80 avoid the absolute pain that could have been missing out on this round here.
Some gifts as well. Coming in with mixed buy. Walking out of it with potentially 4 rifles. This guy's trying to catch him slipping. Doesn't have a kit. And he is going to be dead. Swisher aware. Not going to let that one slip away, knowing that they desperately needed it to make sure that force buy came through. Now a chance.
Yeah, absolutely. They just created the window. They avoid all of the frustrating factor that was that pistol. And they have to pull this one back from a 4v5. A little bit of isolated aggression, maybe an overheat from Regon, who's been having a good map for himself. Also costing a little bit there on that smoke push. And a forced buyback. The war is going to start early here.
It is.
Second half.
Not a lot to work with here. Gonna need to get a little lucky on the 5-7s. That is a little lucky. Dink on the lake through the smoke. Really making him uncomfortable.
That's a big wake-up call. Put you on notice, that's for sure. What's the big asset of this round right now for ENCE, though, is all the utility here. If they can hold on to these smokes for a long time and throw them down late, that can be tricky to deal with. That's where the 5-7s can do so much damage. These close range angles that oftentimes can be provided on this map of Ancient can be all the more effective. Bit of a deep smoke in towards the donut side, so they're willing to give over that space.
Where are these remaining smokes? There's one here towards B on myltsi.
Yeah, one more towards donut. You would want to cycle that one over towards Regon, but he's going to focus instead towards the ramp side. 50 seconds left when that smoke's going to be deployed.
They can wait it, but they seem to have executed beyond it. Do they want to wait this through? Doesn't seem like it. Smoke pop. Here they go. Here's the motion. There's the spam. It's going to cost them. They stack up. And choosing not to wait might have just cost them the chance at this round. I'm thinking it might have just cost them their chance at this map. Desperation here for Swisher. Needing to bring this back through, but they'll play off of each other brilliantly. Sin with 20 seconds. Force the issue here. He's being spammed down, dancing around this smoke, but Sin's already found the 2. Anticipates the flank. He's only got 12 seconds. Needs to find his player on site. As the smoke fades, he's going to be stuck between a rock and a hard place, but it comes down to the 1, and he cannot get it over the line. 11 on the board. myltsi drops a smoke and shuts the door behind it, and M80 plaster their face right into that door.
It's none other than Potty. That's the last man standing, of course, though, and he's not going to fall. Look at myltsi go, though. As I was saying, those smokes can be so deadly on this map. The 5-7s get to close the distance, and your rifle isn't as strong when you're running gray screen through a smoke.
That's so much frustration, right? Every time a rake gets set up by ENCE, M80 just steps straight into it.
It's all according to plan for ENCE. You're absolutely right. It feels like they set up these traps, and it's perfectly executed. They have the firepower. They have just that extra X factor that comes through as well. Not easy to get those 3 kills, those 3 instant headshots on myltsi, but when necessary, they're able to provide it. And yeah, you could definitely see the frustration in the face of Slacks. As this series, this deciding map not going the way he hoped.
Well, it's all bet on this. This is the series for M80. They've got the guns. They've got one more good chance. Good damage. Gonna coax out some more utility for these B players as well. And M80, with this mid presence, have kept their options open, right? The bomb's not committed. There's still a minute just under on the clock. They're worried that an Adler could have come out, actually. Are they gonna head that way?
They're going to work their way all the way back in towards this A side right now. Bomb rotating a long ways. Smoke just got tossed down range in towards A main, but there's not a lot of defense proper for the side of the map.
Tin's holding the presence. When does the shoe drop here for ENCE? It's starting to. Yeah, it's starting to. Body's already got an idea to rotate, but that's the first kill that comes in. It may have come just a little bit too late. So could go overlooked. They should know, though. He's their typical A anchor. So they should be aware, and indeed they are. Damage defanged. And a back away for ENCE. M80 aren't done yet.
Hex so good at these hero rifles, so good at making the aggressive play that's necessary. 20 seconds left, you got to push another smoke. After what just happened in that last map, you really are able to make that work. Or what happened in that last round, I should say. But it's just such a difference maker that Hex is able to provide those impactful kills.
They need it. They need a hero. They need somebody to deliver them those big moments because there's been too many going back the other way. And some of their typical performers, I mean, Slacks is having a rough one, man. Lake has not really been able to find the activation either, especially in that first half. He's your mid man, and he was getting bullied. So you got to find it somewhere. If it's Swisher and it's Hexed, that'll work.
Such a scary call, but Hex keeping his teammate safe. I mean, even if the bomb goes down right there, complications to plant that bomb. They didn't really have a lot of time to afford that, so. Well handled. M80 will stick around for a little while longer.
There's a lot of oomph in this round, though, right? I mean, it's far from perfect for ENCE, right? But they've got 3 rifles. They've got a lot of util as well. They don't have the kits, so keep an eye on that if we get to a retake, but ton of danger here. Look at the speed, though. M80 are out on towards A. There's no one here.
Hex is making the proactive move again. Molly's out. These MP9s for some Young have been really challenging for him. Trying to hold the A site with the SMG is not easy. So they're leaning in on a retake. They're probably leaning in on hopeful smoke spam, but the bomb already getting planted now. And you gotta start to question if you want to make this happen, if you want to go for another 5-man save.
Especially with the lack of the kit, right? This is not the most appetizing of prospects. They'll get this duel on Hex. Good flashbang. Nice play off of it. Extra flash layered on in. For the kills that they need, the most critical ones are starting to stack up, and it all falls to Swisher. He starts off early, but he cannot find the kill needed. Defuse on, full 10-second at that map and series point. Locked in for ENCE. A 5-on-5 retake that we were wondering if they'd even attempt pulled off to perfection.
Yeah, and I'm sure they were tempted as well right there, but they make the decisive call, and crucially, everyone had the buy-in there. No one hesitating on those plays.
Yeah.
The complete unity that we saw that retake kind of futures is what was necessary for them to win it with a 10-second defuse without a kit. And they move quick enough for now to claim series point. Their first time out going to be put through. I mean, these are the rounds that M80 have won in return. These scrappy purchases with maybe not the full futures of guns and AKs in the mix, but some decent utility and firepower to back it up. These are what they lived on. So I guess ENCE are putting some extra emphasis on how they close out this game.
Gotta do some thinking. Gotta do some big thinking. Make sure they've got their best chance to put the game away here and now. No issues. Tension on for M80. Big pressure moment. They've given themselves so many opportunities in the second half, but they just can't string 2 together. They have so many moments where they should maybe be able to crack on through and break the economy of ENCE. And they can never find a lethal blow.
They're going to get distracted.
Do you want to push out of this?
Setting Lake up for success. And he springs into action off the back of it. Well-placed opening duel there. Regun has been trying to get so aggressive in the inside of Cave, and better for worse here. They'll finally find a 4v5, a little bit of advantage.
They're just going to go straight in towards B, and I mean, it's the right call right now. The reinforcements are busy clearing out middle, so they'll be well-positioned for a retake, but for myltsi, it's important to stay alive. Flashbang to try and set him up, but M80 haven't activated just yet. They're waiting for the next punch, and actually, as Sin comes back to this, Natsu's going to lose out that duel, so now getting a better picture of this. Is there a smoke cover off towards long? No, but they'll fight it. And that'll work. Bomb down. And a back away now for ENCE. Oh my. M80 are doing nothing the easy way. They are making this the hardest route possible. But with this, they will have broken the economy of ENCE. And they will finally have a chance to build here on Ancient.
Yeah, that's if ENCE are willing to concede it here. The force by wars that we've seen have led to back and forth rounds here so far. So,
I mean, they might buy around these 2 rifles.
Yeah.
It's tempting.
I'm thinking that's likely.
They've got the huge cushion. 12-6. This is what it takes for M80 to have half of their opponent's scoreline. Half of their rounds. 6 more like that, and we can have a conversation.
Yeah, they've yet to string 2 in a row here on this T side, crucially. That very obviously would be the way in, especially if they were able to do it earlier, but now they have to do it playing flawless Counter-Strike from this point forward. And the force buy will, of course, come through here from the ENCE camp here. They're looking to close. Extra rifle also bought out.
This is reminiscent. They had one pretty much exactly like this with the 5.7 on Netu. Made it work last time. And they might just do the same. Flashbang's lethal, but Lake can answer them. Oh, still here a problem. The utility's just so good for ENCE. constantly blind in these fights, and Slacks right now is risking the bomb. Another smoke in his face.
No way.
Body's gone past him. Oh my goodness, there's an opportunity here. Slacks has slipped out.
He's
It
not
might
gonna
cost
see
him
anything, though.
Hexed.
Yeah, he's going to take donut control, but yeah, Hex is likely to fall.
Oh, he knows. He's spotted. Oh no. Poddy's made a blunder, and they still don't know about Slacks, so his position's becoming less dangerous by the moment. Unless they stack up like that.
Good awareness, Jade. Huge kill. That was not awareness.
A game of timing there. Good awareness is right. Hex able to keep things contained on the flank.
Awareness.
So many questions being answered right there on how Hex is prepared. The Slacks lineup. One by one here. They need to piece these rounds together, but that's a massive opportunity to try and capitalize on. Finally, the 2 rounds in a row come through when absolutely necessary. They break the economy.
We're seeing the energy start to shift the right way. They're saying the right things. So don't stumble against the pistols. There's a Deagle out here. There's a 5.7. And as we well know, there's always a chance. Only one player with armor, that's SDY. Waiting for the A main setup. At least for the moment. Bulk of the presence is walking towards B, but as they take some mid-control, that's the activation on these pistols. Hex good for the first. Damage onto the donut player. That nade doesn't do what it was supposed to, but that's okay. 2 players have been seen here. They should know that it's the light presence on B, maximum 1. That's myltsi waiting with just a USP.
If he had a 5.7, I'd believe. But just a USP, a little bit less likely to show up with the big 3Ks like he was earlier. Also has to worry about a little bit of a late lurk. Some Young gonna answer those questions quickly with the cutoff on the rotations. Things kind of running a little bit out of control here. Potty last to fall. M80 gonna move up to 8.
They don't stumble. That was the easiest of hurdles that they'll encounter, though. There's 4 more laid out, and they've got to be flawless. Can't even be touching them with a toe. Got to clear them by a mile every single time.
They got no timeouts again. Used them all in that first half. Got to rely on ENCE and what they use from this point forward.
Little detail, myltsi has enough money for a kit, and he's not going to buy one, so no kit.
Yeah, no kid at all. That's a good catch right there.
We've seen ENCE pull off the 10-second defuse on the retake. What looked to be a pretty rough situation, a full 5-on-5, but yeah, kits are nice.
When you have the money for them, which is the case here. Recon taking such an interesting approach to this B-side defense. They are getting a little bit more forward-facing, whereas we've seen them play so passive on this B-side of the map and put a lot of focus in on middle.
Because that boost in the drop down, I mean, it could have been a jump spot, but you might assume that there's 2 players here, so it's a little bit of information. They're starting to connect some dots.
Move out towards middle here. Still no op presence for the defense, and they are going to avoid all of this contact. A minute left onto the clock, and there is an extra smoke tossed in towards Cave. Well timed on that from Regon. But still 50 seconds left. This is a scenario definitely where you can afford to wait out the utility that's left on this B side to block them from access. And these passive setups have not been working good for ENCE here. 2 from houses in the back of long, and the closest rotate is in CT spawn.
Smoke up, that rotate will begin, but yeah, there's nothing here in the sight. There's kind of a gap. Damage being done both ways, and there you go. Smoke pop, effective. Shot just wide to punish Sin. But the numbers are fading away. M80 can't hold on. In this post, they stack up, but Lake only finds the 1. It falls to Slacks. An op against 4. A bomb ticking away his closest friend. He'll find the shot on the first, but they know exactly where he is. They can face him all together, and swinging on. Slacks cannot hold this back. ENCE, a team that was not supposed to be here, will take their first win of the ESL Pro League. A last-minute addition, now 1-0 in the Swiss.
Yeah, taking full advantage of this opportunity, as we'd come to expect from a scrappy team like ENCE here, and they're able to bring it on home in 3 maps there, 3 challenging maps, but dominating in the early stages of Dust2 and ENCE is what we're probably going to talk about as missed opportunities for M80. Showing up a little bit slow to start on both of those maps means that in that second half, when they show a little bit of resilience and they try and pull things together, they have to play flawless CS. They have to make sure that there are no mistakes. And there's eventually opportunities that are created there. Phenomenal series from Potty over the 3.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, Sumda Young as well. I think a great series from him, both calling and fragging wise.
Yeah, we have to heap huge praise on Potty. I think that's important. Clearly the MVP of the series, not even close on Dust2, right? But even down the stretch, you have these impact moments. You have these huge rounds where it just feels like as an individual, he can completely tilt it. Whether it's with the pistol, whether it's with the rifle, whether it's with the AWP. Like, he is looking like a complete player in this series, and that's something that you'll love to see for a guy who's still definitely finding his presence. Hey, he's doing it with the R8.
Yeah, he's got the first R8 kill I've seen in like pro Counter-Strike ever. It's cool to see that he's able to bring that on into the picture here as a player that was kind of getting avoided on Dust2 as well. For a young player to have those sort of moves and have so many tricks up his sleeves on Dust2, like there's so many options, sure, but he made things work when M80 were kind of working around him and trying to avoid him as much as possible. Another big piece of the puzzle there is making sure that you can find ways to impact the server, and that's what he did to close out Dust2. That was the difference maker that ended up being the case.
It was indeed. Yeah, but really